Son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
You just got me super fucking hyped.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Super Enabler Bros show. I am Jason, the Corpse Flood Gaming, and my excellent co-host is
Chris, the old ass retro gamer.
all right. It's been a couple weeks since we've done an episode. like a month.
A month.
we shoot for we shoot for about every three week cycle. So far we've been pretty on par.
Yeah.
Except for we both spaced last week when we intended to do the last episode until like 11:30 at night. Then we're like, oh yeah, that thing. But yeah, we remembered, and we'll do it a bit earlier this week. So it's only, I don't think anyone will notice. So why do we bring it up?
It's all good.
Yeah. But what have you been up to since our last episode?
Working when other people don't seem to be.
Yeah, isn't that such a bummer? Don't you want to like reach the internet, punch anyone who says they're bored?
Yeah.
Or like people who don't have hobbies. You know, like, haha. And you mocked me in my abundance of stupid hobbies. But yeah,
my ass.
yeah, it's been a pain in the ass the last few weeks, to be honest, for everybody, and I'm sure nobody needs us to tell them that it's been a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And as an essential worker, I have to go to work every single day.
Yeah, I'm a DOS essential worker. Both my jobs are considered essential, which is total ass. One makes sense. The other is delivering pizzas. So
All the people that should stay home so they can play all these goddamn games.
yeah, but I have got to say, it's been canceling anything I want to do. It's been canceling anything I've been looking forward to.
Yep.
I can't even watch Ghostbusters till next year now. But I gotta say, my days off these last 3 weeks or so have been the best days off I've had in about 3 years.
Wow.
Because can't go anywhere, can't schedule appointments, can't go do shopping and stuff on my days off. Usually we plan kids' appointments and stuff around my days off, so it's always just like, oh, I might get to sit down for an hour before the kids go to bed, and that's about it. But the last 3 weeks I have been kicking the shit out of some games, not getting as much as I would really like to play the game time, but really I could have nothing to do but play games, and I'd still be like, oh,
Yeah.
I could have got like another couple hours in there somewhere.
Yeah. There's less things for me to do. Like I can't go to the movies anymore.
Yeah, man, that sucks.
Can't go and hang out at like the game shops or whatever. Now the only thing I can do to buy new games is the eBays or the Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, I'd been keeping it really short on going anywhere. Like I go to work and that's it.
Yeah, I go to work, go to the grocery store if I need to, and that's about it.
Yeah, I went for groceries like twice, and I load the fuck up. It looks like I'm panic buying, but there's just 6 people in my house, and we go through shit like crazy.
If I were to be walking out with a cart like that, it'd be a problem.
Yeah, my wife's like,
And looking at me like, look at that 300-pound bitch.
yeah, my wife's like, yeah, we need this and this and this. I'm like, it's gonna have to wait till Tuesday. And she's like, what? I was just like, well, Star Wars comes out or something, you know, like, so I know I can swing and get a digital.
So you don't have to make 2 trips; you just make the one.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, because it was like last Monday. She's like, this is coming out, and I'm like, yeah, well, can that wait till tomorrow? And she's like, oh yeah, we're just kind of low on it. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll get it tomorrow. She's like, that's we don't really need that much. And I was like, we need a lot. Go look some more. We'll figure some more stuff out because I'm going to go there anyway. Might as well make it worth it. So yeah, basically my shopping trips have been closely planned around things coming out so I can get as much as I need and get out and not have to see any people.
Yeah.
It's people around here don't seem to be being as stupid as it seems like everywhere else.
Yeah, around here they are.
Being a small town, it seems okay. We don't have any in our area there are, but not really in our town. There was one guy who was like instantly, he came back and he was about 4 hours away from his trip. They diagnosed him and then they kept him isolated. And when he came home, so far we don't have any in town, knock on wood. But
Yeah, I don't know of anyone around here that's gotten it, but just people have been doing stupid crap like, stay at home. If you don't have to go out, stay at home.
like, yeah,
They had to shut down the lakefront because a bunch of kids were like going out there and having like these parties on the beach, like on Lake Michigan, and like getting drunk and stuff. And they had they sent out like when your phone alarms and it's like this emergency thing, like normally that's reserved for like a flood warning or a tornado warning that says the lakeshore has been shut down basically because a bunch of kids wrecked like a bunch of morons.
Oh yeah, and there's those people who are refusing to not go to spring break, and then they like come home and their family's like, "You ain't coming in here."
Yeah, go get a hotel room.
Yeah, that's funny.
Go stay at a hostel.
Exactly. So yeah, with getting a bunch of game time in, sorry that you seem to be getting the same amount. I've been wheeling and dealing and doing all my stuff at night so I can get some time to play during the day.
Yep.
But what kind of stuff you been playing?
So on my channel, my YouTube channel, I've been complaining that I didn't really have like a working Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And I keep on buying 360 games, and even though I can't really play them because I bought a super slim Xbox 360 like 4 or 5 years ago, and it overheats like crazy. Like you'll play a game for a half an hour, you take the disc out, and it's like almost about ready to turn into molten lava. That's how hot it is.
It gets so hot, it looks like it's got disc rot because it's just bubbling.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not playing this thing because I don't want my games to like warp or my discs to warp. So I didn't use it, so I considered it non-working.
I know I was trying to get you one, and then the one I figured I was about to send to you, I just tested it out before I mailed it out, and they were like, "Turn on, we're perfectly good," and then after 2 minutes, it just turns off. I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't waste the postage to send it, but now I'm super bummed because I was trying to hook you up. Now,
well, luckily, 2 days before the order came out to stay at home, I went to that local store of mine, Video Games Then and Now, and they had the Halo 4 limited edition Xbox 360 Slim.
Isn't it a beauty?
It is the greatest thing I've ever bought.
I love it.
I love the design, the sounds, the lights.
And it's not overly Halo themed. Like you don't know.
It's just futuristic, cyberpunky looking thing.
Someone could tell me it was a Mass Effect one, and I believe it more than I believe it was a Halo one.
Yeah.
So that's
even the sound effects that it makes when you turn it on and off don't really sound.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't sound overly Halo.
Sounds like it's
you would think that when you turn it on, it would be like, oh.
Yeah.
But no.
Settle down, Jesus. I'm just trying to play some games.
Yeah, I just want to play some Halo, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But so I finally got a new Xbox 360 so I could start playing these games, and that's kind of what I've been doing.
Sweet. I actually got that right when it came out. I thought my 360 Elite was dying, which it wasn't. I was just having some trouble with it for a bit, and then it just worked itself out. But my wife ended up getting me that for Christmas, and she let me pick out what one you want, and it was this one. I got it for Christmas, and then like 2 months later, fucking Gears of War 3 one comes out, and I still don't have that, and I want that one. So
it has a big skull stamp on the side.
Yeah, just bloody, just Gearsy as hell. And I've seen it a couple times, but I don't know. I'm gonna get it one of these days because I've got a nice stack of like collector edition ones. I've got the Reach one. I got Halo 4. I got the Star Wars one. I need that Gears one. I don't really care about anything.
I was trying to get the Star Wars one. I really wanted to get the Star Wars version, but it's too expensive. Yeah.
I got super lucky like last summer with it, and it's got that cool. I know the Kinect sucks, but it comes with a white Kinect, and I've never even seen a white Kinect besides that. So
I already have a Kinect. I don't need any more of those.
Yeah, mine gets used now because I talked
Dance Revolution.
Yeah, I gotta just dance all the time to that Ghostbusters and show my kids who's boss. But
this is how you do it.
Yeah. I've even actually used the one on the Xbox One that I had used for nothing but scanning, money cards and Xbox Live things. Then they disabled that. They don't even have it. Can't even do that anymore. So it was just a totally useless thing. But I busted out my original model Xbox One because the newest Just Dance is only on Xbox One and not 360 this year. So, and then my kids have played it for probably a whole half hour. I'm like, I had the 1X in the living room. Now
should have gotten it for the Wii.
Nah.
But anyway, the games I've been playing, I decided to try some cave shooters that I've had in my collection for a while. So I played Akai Katana.
Nice.
And I beat it in like one sitting.
Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of a different one, but it's
Yeah, I mean it's not too difficult, and like I've played a lot of bullet hell shooters before. This one was actually fun. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but I
breezed through it. I maybe continued 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of
Usually when I play these games, I'm continuing way more than that.
Yeah, imagine if they made a shmup that lasted like so long, like
hours,
like a 6-hour campaign of a
yeah.
shmup.
Oh my god, my brain would melt.
Yeah.
And then the moment I beat that, and I got a ton of achievements for doing it. I got a ton, and then I was like, "Well, let's play another one." So I had this one that I got from my buddy Brett, Felix the Brett, on Facebook, and it's a Japanese import. It's called Mushihime Sama Futari version 1.5.
Sweet, yeah. I was wanting to get that for a while. I might still pick it up. But...
I didn't pay that much for it when I got it, but when I told you about it, I'm like, "You should try this," and you're like, "Yeah, I want it." And oh shit, it's really expensive.
It actually went down from when I was originally looking at it, because when I was looking at trying to import some of the Dodonpachi games, I saw it there and I was like, oh, and I looked into it and I was like, that looks cool. And I was like, but it was like $100 at the time. It's only at 60 or so now, so I should probably pull the trigger on it now while it's low. But Dodonpachi just remains being like a $150 game, and like we said, shmups are short, so I can't really justify.
Yeah,
I can't justify that for like a RPG. Something I'm going to get like 100 hours out of.
Playing for like 60 some hours. Yeah.
So I'm not in a rush. Maybe I'll go to Japan. I could probably get a Japan trip and just find it cheaper.
I wouldn't doubt it. Go to like the hard offs or the book offs or whatever. Yeah.
I should have hit Star when he was going.
This one's really fun. It's fun too. This one was harder, but this has more going on in it.
Yeah, it's got cool animation too.
Yeah, it's awesome. I loved it, and I got a lot of Japanese achievements that showed up when I was beating it.
Sweet. Yeah, that's what I like about them being region free. Like, I didn't know if there was any Japanese games that were region free, but the cave games, I think almost all of them are.
Yeah,
there's a good 5 or 6 of them. So I
highly recommend that one.
Sweet.
And I keep on saying on my channel that 2020 is supposed to be the year of RPGs for me, and I had yet to start playing one.
Well, we got a plan to fix that a little bit.
Yeah, I might. I've heard rumors.
Stay tuned. I had a rumor.
But because of the plague happening, it happened at just the wrong time at work. Instead of working, we're in like a shutdown mode where we're fixing things that need to be fixed and all that, which means that basically I'm sitting at my desk getting paid to watch Netflix and play Golf Story. So I've been playing this, which is technically an RPG.
Yeah.
With a little bit of golf in there, a lot of golf in there.
I started playing it actually. It's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's cool to play an RPG that isn't all about fighting.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of weird.
Like your fights are golf matches, and it's fun. I'm really enjoying it, and the humor level in it is like making. I'm sitting there playing this game with my headphones, and all of a sudden I'll start cackling because like the humor in it is British. Like everyone talks British slang.
Yeah.
So everyone's like saying, "Hey, mate," and stuff like that. Maybe it's Australian. I don't know. Whatever company designed this, they're either British or Australian, but it's a lot of fun.
It's actually one of the first limited run games that I got. I only got.
You can get it at Best Buy if you want.
Yeah, because the limited run had the deal with Best Buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get our friend Church to order the limited run stuff because I don't know how fast it's gonna go, and he's like, he's like a Jedi with that shit. That what he wants, and so I always
I don't know how he does it.
I always just go, I'll send you the cash, and you can just. It takes like months to show up anyway, so I'm just like, I'll just get it next time I see you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it because he gets all those like limited edition ones or collector's edition ones. I'm like, dude, I couldn't even get a copy of Night Trap.
Yeah, damn.
Just a standard one.
Yeah.
But because I got the 360 running again, I started playing. God, I keep using the wrong hand. Syndicate.
Sweet.
Which is a cyberpunk first-person shooter RPG.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got that one. It's pretty cool.
It is. I'm really digging it. It's a lot of fun. It's hard, but I mean, I'm digging it. And I also started playing G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra because why not?
Yeah. I got that one actually. I thought it was going to be shit like the movie, but it's actually pretty good.
This is way better. This is like the Wolverine or X-Men Origins game.
Yeah,
it's way better than the movie that it's based on.
I love when you get that surprise where you're like, I don't even know why I'm playing this. This movie sucks. And you're
yeah.
like, well, they must have put all the production money into this game because the game's way better than the movie.
I mean, the game does look kind of cheap and it's kind of wonky in certain areas, but I mean, it's just like a behind the character like run and gun.
Yeah,
but it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
It kind of reminds me of the arcade games a little bit.
Yeah, it's not bad
because the arcade games are basically like that in Rambo. Or
it's like a 3D version of Commando.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really entertaining. I like it.
Yeah, I got it really cheap when Movie Gallery was closing down. I got a big box of games because my wife was the manager, and we put them away until the last day until they were dirt cheap. And I was like, I guess I'll buy these games, and that's how I got it. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I decided to snag because I was like, yeah, man, I decided to get it, and I love the surprise. Like I said, I love the surprise when you get a game that you're like, I don't even know where I'm buying this, and you get it, and you're like, that's why I'm buying it. It's awesome.
And I've been putting off buying G.I. Joe for the longest time because I wanted the 360 version, but I always find like the PlayStation 2 version.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, I ended up actually picking it up after the fact on PS2 because it was like in the dump bin of games at Walmart forever, and it was like one of the last PS2 games, and it was just like kept going down and down. I think it was like 20 cents or something. I was like, poor G.I. Joe. I'll get it. It's still, I'm pretty sure
20 cents. It can't be that bad, can it?
Yeah, it's still sealed up there on my shelf. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm still playing Spider-Man a little bit on the PS4. I'm playing through the DLC. I beat the first two.
Sweet.
So I beat the Black Cat one, and I beat the first one about the Mafia. Cool. I'm on the second one about the Mafia now.
Yeah, like it's DLC that doesn't feel like, like a lot of times DLC just feels like a total afterthought. This one feels like
it's part of the story. It continues the story from the game.
Yeah, I love that feeling when I play that.
And it does, and it isn't like something you should play until it feels like something you should definitely play after you've beaten the core game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like something that you should play during because like there's stuff that happens in it that refers to things that have happened after you beat the game. So I'm like, I'm glad I waited.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's some games where you could play the DLC before you beat the game, and it'll benefit you at the end of the game or something, like you were saying with Horizon Zero Dawn, where you decided to play through the Frozen Wilds before you went to the end of the game it
influenced the end of the game.
Yeah, so but I like when it fits in with the game rather than just being like a sore thumb, like a growth on the rest of the awesome game. They're like, they just wanted to make some extra money out of the game that they weren't expecting. Yeah, so it's always a good feeling.
Yeah, so I'm liking it. I still got to finish the second Mafia one, and there's another one after that, I think.
Yeah, there's three of them, I think. Yeah,
I think I must have downloaded at least. Yeah, we'll see. I can't remember. But I've also been playing Doom Eternal.
Woo!
I'm still in the midst of beating this one. I'm dedicated to beating it. Hopefully, I'll complete it tomorrow.
All right.
But I thought I was on the last level. It turns out I have a level and a half to go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I burst my bubble, man.
But
I'm digging the hell out of it. I think it's way better than 2016.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you heavily there.
I won't talk about it too much because I'm pretty sure we'll talk about it when you talk about you've been playing.
What I have played, yeah. Sure. Well, yeah, we'll save that. Is there anything else
that I've been playing? No. I mean, no, just that basically.
All right. Well, we can go right into it right now. Then we'll just
do it. Segues are awesome.
As I stated last time,
did you get the Amazon.com exclusive?
No, because I wouldn't have got it then.
Yeah, probably.
Because
I was supposed to get this a week late because of COVID, but it turned out like a day late.
Yeah.
The only thing that came differently with it is like this sticker thing for your controller.
The controller thing that no one ever puts on the controllers because it's
I'm never going to use.
Tacky and gross.
Yeah, no thank you.
And the picture rubs off if you actually play the game with it on.
Yeah, never mind.
No, I didn't get the Amazon exclusive because they canceled my collector's edition pre-order. So fuck those guys, and I bought it at Walmart, and I got the only copy that our Walmart got on release.
Which makes no sense.
They got one for Xbox, one for PS4, and luckily for me, they are slow as shit putting stuff out because I walked in at 1:30 in the afternoon looking for it, and they just put it out like 3 minutes before I got there.
Because no one game shops during a pandemic.
So I was like, no, because they didn't put it out. Because they're like, oh yeah, people were here this morning. We didn't think we had it, and then we found an envelope, and both copies were in it. I'm like, in an envelope. So, yeah, I beat it. I think I had it beat by the Monday after it came out.
Oh god!
and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it. At first, I didn't care for the platforming.
It grew on me.
But yeah, it grew on me as I went on. I've seen a lot of people really complaining about it, or I don't know. It seems like a lot of people just want to be running around and shooting demons and not doing any thinking. Because I've don't want to keep
playing the same game.
I've seen quite a few people complaining about the platforming, a little bit of too much puzzle, like figuring out what to do, and I'm like, well, that's core Doom.
Yeah. Find the key, find the door that the key fits into.
Yeah, and I like that they've been more creative with it than just keys. Like, oh, there's a crack in the door in that wall. How am I going to get through there? I got to jump and punch it? No, that doesn't work. Oh, I got to punch a crucified 4-armed demon through it. There we go. That's how you open that hole in the wall. Remember that part?
Yeah.
That part was great. I loved it. Right there, I was just like, this is so metal. I'm a huge metalhead, and
the music in it is fantastic.
It's the most metal game I've ever played. The visuals are metal. The last one was super.
It's like
metal
all
too.
Iced Earth album covers.
Yeah, it was mixed with like Cannibal Corpse and just crazy slasher flicks. It's over the top in all the best ways.
It is difficult. They amp up the difficulty significantly compared to the first one or the last one. Yeah,
and I only beat 2016 again for like a couple of weeks ago, so it's still fresh in my mind that I loved it, but it started feeling really samey towards the end. Like the levels kind of got meh, like you're either in hell or in like a space station type thing, and that was about it. And I was kind of like, ready for this to be over by the time it was over. Like it ended at the perfect time for me. But this one, like everything, like I was just looking around because everything it's so much. It begs to be explored, I think, more on this one.
Well, that's a big part of the game is the exploration to find like the secrets and all that kind of stuff and the secret passageways and
I felt so compelled to do it in this one more than the others.
Yeah.
Like
I've actually had a lot of fun doing that.
And it gave me a classic Doom feeling of like, oh, what would happen if I do this? Like there was more like trying stuff out to see like, trying to figure out how to get up there. And
if I double jump here and then pulse across this gap, maybe I'll be able to reach that thing.
Yeah, and just like you're looking around more, like, and I cared to find them more than I did in the last game.
Yeah.
And at first, I was kind of like, I'm not going to find all this crap. There's no way. And then, like, when I realized, probably like by the 4th or 5th level, that I was finding all the secrets without going super out of my way to do it, I could have totally got all the secrets in my playthrough. Because I'm tempted to just go back and play the few levels that I didn't get them on because I was getting all of them or missing like one thing in each level. And I was like,
well, it's cool that when you beat a level, it shows you everything that you found and what you missed.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, I could have done that.
I always end up surprising myself going like, I didn't think I found that much stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're just like, it's just like, sometimes it's a little, like a Funko Pop or sometimes I like finding the albums because the albums are
awesome. The albums are awesome.
And looks at it and just, all right, that's cool.
And I found one today that was from Commander Keen.
Sweet.
And I was like, oh God, no! I'm not playing that while I'm walking around my ship.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that in the ship, like just past the bridge, he has like a total like, it's just totally like a metalhead's bedroom or something.
Yeah,
like, guitars on the walls. It's got like
the axe, the one that's a literal axe guitar.
Yeah, it's got and he's got his like 3 monitor computer set up and all that shit. I thought that was funny. And then he's got
masturbating to hell porn.
Yeah, he's got his shelf with all his figures on it.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's pretty cool.
He's got a rack for all the weapons.
That's pretty cool. I like in a game when you get collectibles and they have a point to them. So you see like you get an album and there'll be like a poster hanging on the wall of it or something. And yeah, I think that's really cool. I don't think I really had a problem with like anything like.
Well, it's cool that you have like objectives to figure out for each level, and like it just gives you something to like extra to do if you really want to. Yeah, like I said, it gave me more classic Doom feeling than 2016 did. Like I felt more like I was playing Doom, and people are like, "Oh, well, yeah, no." There's just more going on in it than just shooting things, which I thought was good. It's like people can if someone says that this one's not Doom because there's like platforming and shit. I'm like. You realize in old Doom there wasn't even looking up and down or jumping. Yeah.
like the jumping
But the thing
barely.
is, like, everyone seems to have wanted to just play the same game all over again, just with a new coat of paint. I don't want to keep playing the same game over and over again. I like the fact that they enhanced certain things and added things to it and all that, because
exactly
now it's a totally different game. Just it feels the same, but it's different.
Yeah, exactly. Like it feels like a natural progression. Like there's more to it.
And
like,
I'm really excited to see if they decide to make another one, like what they're going to change next, because it's probably going to be awesome.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I don't know how they're going to keep it going. Like the end of this one's so intense that I'm like, huh? What are they even going to do for next Doom? But it's good. Hopefully they get creative and figure out another, because I want another one.
Maybe they'll reboot Quake.
Yeah. He'll be Quake guy.
Maybe they'll reboot Daikatana.
Oh, let's hope not. But yeah. Maybe this time it'll actually make us its bitch, like it said it was going to in the original.
You promised, you never delivered.
Yeah, you owe us.
But yeah, I'm really digging Doom Eternal. Like I said, like when it came to the 2016 Doom. Yeah, 2016 Doom. I was rushing through it as fast as I could when I got it. I wanted to beat it as fast as I could.
Yeah,
it took me like 3 or 4 days, but I've been purposefully extending my Eternal playthrough because I want it to last, because I'm enjoying it so much. I don't want it to be over with quickly.
Yeah, I don't regret it. It was just like crack. I just couldn't stop playing it because it was just everything about it I enjoyed so much. Like I said, once I got used to the platforming and stuff, I was like, all right, cool.
It's really fun once you get the hang of it.
And it breaks up the monotony. It's not just like, oh, you can't get
room.
This door is locked until you killed all the demons. And then you go through the next.
That's what annoyed me about the other one.
Go through it, find this, get a skull, open the door, go to another basic like arena where you got to kill all the demons. And I love killing demons. Do not get me wrong there. I love it.
Some of the glory kills in this one are fantastic. Yeah,
and you can do it for all sides. There's more to them too. So it's and then the chainsaw plays more of a role. Because you need to use it. Because if you're not using it, your ammo goes pretty quick in this game. I'll say that's my one complaint, is that I always felt like I was almost out of ammo.
I usually was,
but usually there's always like a little wimpy guy that you can saw up, and they just explode into ammo when you do so. And the more suit perks and stuff you purchase, the more stuff that benefits you in that area. So it didn't bother me. It bothered me a lot at the beginning. I was just like, damn it, I'm always out of ammo. Until I kind of got used to and figured out you got to use the saw like whenever you can, because it'll always automatically refill one bar for you, so you can use it on like the really weak enemies. So once I figured that out, it was cool, because I was always like, oh, I'm out of gas, and I look, I'm like, oh, where'd I get that? Saga, and then then it didn't bother me so much. So at first it kind of bugged me that it was like, I'm always out of ammo, man. But yeah, perfect game.
One thing I haven't really been utilizing as much as I probably should is the flame belch. I forget that I have it most of the time because I'm too busy trying not to die.
Yeah, it's a thing you can forget.
The grenades, the ice grenades, the frag grenades, and the ice grenades. I rarely use them.
Oh, I use the frag grenades a lot, especially after a while. But a flame belch I always forgot until like pretty close to the end of the game when you need to be using it. Then it comes in handy. But I was like leveling it up, and I'm like, maybe I should use it, because I had like all the frag grenade things bought, and I was like,
that's another thing people are complaining about, is like that RPG elements, where like the leveling up of everything, the micromanaging of everything that you have, basically.
Yeah, it didn't bug me, because it just adds to the franticness. It
gives me something to do.
I like the frantic feeling, because it makes it more intense.
Yeah,
when you feel like I got enough ammo to take out everything in this room, whatever. Like, I like having to not scrape. Like, it's not like a survival horror game where you're like, oh, cool, I picked up this box of bullets. It's got 2 bullets in it. They give you a decent amount of ammo. Like, you're not always like, and you don't have the pistol in this one. So when you're out of ammo, you're out of ammo.
Yeah, you start off with a shotgun.
But it won't ever let you completely run out of ammo. So it's good. Once you kind of figure a couple things out in the first couple of levels, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
But at first you're like, what? Where's my pistol? Do I get it later? And is it super badass? And you're like, no, you just get way more cool weapons. So
And the BFG is actually very useful in this one.
And I really liked the boss battles at the end of this game too. They're really cool boss battles. You haven't fought the really cool ones yet. You're about to, but I'm not going to tell you anything about them. But they're fucking cool.
Another thing that I keep forgetting to use is the Crucible.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting that I have that thing.
I remember I've got it when you get those guys that spawn, the spawners, because I go, "Where's that spawner?" And I whip out the sword and slash him in half immediately.
Oh, the guy that like turns into a ball of flame.
Yeah, and makes the flame shield. Yeah, I immediately go, "Where's that guy?" Slashes that because he makes basically makes everyone more aggressive and shit too.
That might fix what the problem I'm having with where I am right now.
Slash that shit.
Well, guess what I'm doing after we're done recording tonight?
Rip and tear.
I'm damn Skippy.
Yeah.
Right in the pooper.
Yeah. It was it's been a good time. Like I've actually gone through some, at the end of the year last year I was knocking out a bunch of games, but a lot of them were like beat 'em ups and stuff, shooters and stuff that were like only an hour or so. But I feel like I'm getting through some substantial games. Mm-hmm. Not to knock on any of those games. I loved all the games I played last year, just about. I've beaten 7 games, and only 2 of them were like shorter games. So
I've beaten
pretty sweet.
3 this year so far.
I decided to go through the first 2 Wolfenstein games for the current gen. I played through the New Order on 360, but I was like, well, I've got all of them for this gen, so I was like, I'm going right through New Order again, and I went through the Old Blood a couple days after. I think I beat New Order right after Doom, because I started playing it and I was about 3/4 of the way through it, and I was like, fuck this game, Doom. And then I beat Doom, and then I beat that again, and I went right into the Old Blood.
Have you played part 2 yet?
No, I've got it. I installed it today, and it's one of my next games. I got like about 3 games I'm playing next. Also a roulette game I'll obviously be playing next. But then
I've got all the current or the current gen Wolfenstein games. I have them all.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of them.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I should play these games before they come out with like Wolfenstein.
Well, I'm back in a first person mood after playing, as much Doom Eternal as I have. So you know what? I might be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I played 1, 2, 3, 4 games that I played since our last episode were games that were either shooters or involved a lot of shooting. And so today I actually did a palate cleanser and played through Injustice 2. Loved it. I played a couple matches here and there, but for some reason I never started the story, even though that's the whole reason I bought it, because I loved the story of Injustice 1. I was a big fan of it. I stuck with that game more than I usually stick with fighting games. I love fighting games, but they don't last long for me. Like I'll be hardcore about them for like 5 days or something. When I start to be able to kick the computer's ass on hard and stuff, I kind of lose interest. Unless I'm playing with a friend, then that'll keep it going. Yeah. But besides Injustice, I'd say Mortal Kombat X is the next game that like kept me going for a while. And Tekken.
MK11 yet?
No, I'm still holding out for the complete edition.
Complete edition, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
If there's one thing that the NetherRealm Studios does, it's like their story modes are fun.
Yeah,
I love, especially when it comes to Mortal Kombat, because I'm all about the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, since Mortal Kombat 9, they've really ramped up on their story. Like it's not just it's a tournament and they're fighting for reasons.
Yeah, they just watching the lore expand.
Exactly,
thrills the hell out of me.
And then the fact that they did it with superheroes. I'm a big superhero guy, and I love Mortal Kombat.
And I love
games.
DC.
Yeah, and I like Mortal Kombat versus DC. It was basically the beginning of them getting into the superhero stuff, and then right into Injustice. And was not disappointed at all in the story. It's got a nice, cool branching. You can, you got choices and stuff.
11 does the same thing.
It kind of makes you, that's what I liked about like the last few. They kind of. The storyline, you don't just go, who's your guy you're playing? You're going to be Sub-Zero the whole game or whatever?
Yeah, they force you to play as a certain person for a chapter.
Yeah, so you play through probably a good 3/4 of the roster on just in the storyline, and it lets you switch back and forth, pick one you like more kind of thing, and I really loved it. So I'll be playing a bunch more of that. Not just because I beat it doesn't mean I'm done with it. I'm gonna explore it some more, play it some more.
You got to see both endings to the story mode.
Exactly. I'll probably be doing that right when we're done here. I beat it just about right before, like literally, my wife was like, "Is this the last fight? Because you said you were gonna put the kids to bed." And I was like, "This is the last fight.
I swear.
I promise. There's no one else that I could possibly fight right
There's
now."
Brainiac, and that's it.
Superman.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. But yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's always cool.
Well, because you picked Batman. Yeah, you get to go Superman.
I had to pick. It's not even a choice when Batman's a choice. That's not a choice. Batman
I made the wrong one.
Batman, or the wrong way.
I did the wrong way.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. And another game I didn't beat, but I have been playing a fair amount of. Still in the tutorials, actually, even after a couple hours, but. I've been playing Dreams.
Oh, I'm afraid of that game. It scares me. It frightens me. It haunts my dreams.
It's cool so far. Araya and I have actually been playing it. So when we get some time to come down and, the rest of the house isn't going to fall apart because we're missing, we come down here and play a couple hours, and it's really fun. There's a ton of tutorials. It's super in-depth, and I like that because it's optional. Like, I could just jump in and start trying to make something, but I like them giving you ideas through like showing you how to do stuff. So you build a small level and with a goal of like, oh, get this person there. They need to get at the other part of this gap. Here's how you build a bridge. Here's a different way to build a more fancy bridge and stuff like this. And it's I've never been as interested in a game during the tutorials as I in this. Usually tutorials are like, shut up. Why didn't you ask if I want this or not? And the only game that's ever been cool in was Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, because it like makes a joke out of it. Like, are you sure? Are you sure you know how to jump for save? Stuff like that. Like, it just.
I still gotta play that.
It's belligerent in it. I love it. But yeah, besides that, I played and beat our roulette game from last episode, and I played Undercover Cops and Final Fight 3 on Super Nintendo, and beat them. It's pretty sweet beat 'em up. Undercover Cops is like a Super Famicom release, or like in the UK, I think they got it too. It's pretty decent beat 'em up about Undercover Cops, believe it or not. Duh. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, pretty easy, but I really liked the animation to it. I played a bit of the arcade game on my arcade fight stick thing last year, and it's pretty comparable to the arcade version. Obviously, what you'd expect, a little bit of a downgrade for the console, but still a really enjoyable game. You're a little slow moving sometimes, but not too bad. Not as bad as the other game, which Final Fight 3. I felt like it moved pretty slow.
Usually the Final Fight games are kind of slow.
I feel like my character is like a lot slower than the guys he's fighting. I mean, I picked like a mid-sized guy. I didn't pick Guy or anything, but I felt kind of slow. But
because I played Final Fight, the arcade Final Fight, on that Capcom Beat 'em Up collection.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't remember this game being this slow. I remember the Super Nintendo one being slow. I don't remember the arcade one being slow, but it is.
Honestly, on that Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle, that's probably the most famous game on it. And I think it was like my second least favorite game.
Yeah, I had way more fun playing the games I'd never played before, like that one where you're playing as those robots.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, what's it called? Metal
Warriors or something?
Yeah, Metal Warriors. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Final Fight 3 was pretty fun, but it's got my least favorite thing, because I played it co-op with Araya also. It's got my least favorite thing of you can damage your partner.
Oh.
In a
like
beat 'em up game, like. So he's Guy, and he's doing his spin kicks and shit. And I'm like, quick kick him! I'm like, oh. So you basically got to stick to your side of the screen, or you're just going to get knocked over. I don't think you do.
Tell that to a child.
You don't. Oh, she actually was pretty good with it.
Oh, really?
After we figured it out, yeah. We coordinated pretty good. She's pretty awesome co-op partner.
Awesome.
But yeah, you don't really do that much.
You're training her well.
Yeah, you don't do that much damage to each other. But yeah, usually in a fighting game, when your friend's getting like ganged up on you, like jump in and do a jump kick and like knock all the guys over. But this one, you're like, you knock them over and your friend coming through.
Hey, what did I do to you? You exist.
I help. Well, they weren't doing as much. Yeah, they didn't knock me over.
Get out of my way.
So yeah, we got through it, but yeah, it was. It's. I think that's the most annoying. It's like in a shooting game
Double
when you
Dragon's
can
like that.
when you can shoot your teammates and stuff too. You're like, that's dumb. Why can you even do that? Yeah. So small gripe. Besides that, well, right game.
Mhm.
But the most recent besides Injustice is this bad boy. That bad boy. There, you can actually see it now.
There you go.
Resident Evil 3. Pretty mixed on that game, honestly, as a lot of people are. I didn't rush through it in any way, but I beat it in under 3 hours. I think I was like 250, and I wasn't rushing. And honestly, I remembered that I probably screwed myself out of getting an S rank because instead of pausing, I just hit the inventory button while
Oh god, just ran your time.
while I went and put my kid back to bed. Yeah, and so I probably could have got an S rank on my first playthrough because I didn't. I just used autosave. I didn't even save, so screwed myself over a little bit.
But you're familiar with the game from before.
Yeah, but it's different. Like it's like the Resident Evil 2 one where it's familiar but different. Like they changed it. It's not like, oh, I remember this safe code from the PS1 version. It's they changed that kind of shit up. So in that way, it's some ways it's like a different game. And from what I was reading when I was, I only read a little bit about a game when I'm already sold on. I was sold on when they're like Resident Evil 3 remake's coming out. Okay, I'm getting it. Oh, there's a trailer. Whatever. But I like kept reading like, oh, they're expanding. The city's there's gonna be more to the city, more of this.
Not from what I heard.
Yeah, there's some parts are a little bit more extended. Like when you're in the hospital, it's a little bit longer. When you're in the warehouse, I guess it's kind of a little longer. But there's a couple of pretty glaring omissions as far as areas.
That's what I heard.
And one of my favorite areas was the graveyard.
Are the clock towers missing?
Clock towers missing. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. So it makes it a pretty short game. Like I said, I wasn't rushing through, and I probably would have beat it in about 220, 215 if I didn't just leave it while I went and put my kid back to bed. But it is what it is. It was fun, functional.
Shouldn't have been $60.
It should not have been $60. I mean, I know they threw in Resident Evil Resistance because I think they knew that it was going to be a little bit shorter. But I just the length of these games has always been subjective. Like if you know what you're doing in a Resident Evil game, you can beat a lot of them in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, or you can take 7 hours and beat it. Like what I did with Remake last year, I think I took like 7 hours to beat the Leon playthrough because I just explored everything. I saw everything there was to do. I basically
now it's just not a bunch of triangles.
Yeah. And then when I did my Claire playthrough, I think I beat it in like an hour 20. Like Church says it's still the fastest time he's seen. I'm like, I'm sure there's speedrunners that have done more, but yeah, it didn't take any time. Like if you're exploring, you're exploring, but when you're not, so this game, I just powered through it. I guess I wasn't in a rush to beat it, but the guns feel like the handgun feels way more useless in this one for some reason. In the last one, like for my Claire playthrough, for one thing, I didn't really kill that many zombies at all unless I had to. Like if there's a big group of them, I'd kill a bunch of them, but for the most part, you can get through it just kneecapping them. But even kneecapping isn't that easy in this one. Like sometimes it's like 3 shots to the knee to kneecap them to get them to stumble, or like so it can be 3 or it can be 8 headshots before they like go down. Sometimes so you're like, wow. So what's this for? Oh, I'd rather have a punch button than a handgun.
You didn't use your knife?
Yeah, there's a knife, but I never used the knife once, and there wasn't the option to like when they grab you, you stab them to get away or anything. That's probably why I didn't use it, because I had it for a while, and then I was just like, I'm not using this, and I put it in the stash box or whatever, and never took it out. But yeah, it felt more annoying as a result of that. Like, oh, there's like 3 zombies. Oh, here goes like 40 bullets. So like I basically would just there's like that dodge button, but the dodge button I found wasn't always effective.
Well, it's all
Like-
that one's all about timing, isn't it?
It's about timing, but even with the same timing, sometimes you're like, it's like I didn't hit the button. And I don't want to be one of those games like, I hit the button. You know, I don't get mad at games like that. I just go, oh, come on. You know, I don't let it bug me. But yeah, sometimes it felt like, pretty sure I used the same timing I just did on that other guy, but whatever. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the Nemesis didn't feel as imposing as he did in the old game either.
Yeah, he seemed. I watched somebody that was
It's
doing like a live stream of it, and
Like Mr. X.
yeah, Mr. X was like on your ass.
Mr. X is on your ass. He's more random. He's always around. Like there's someone even went into the code. Like he's like when you're not there, he's literally still walking around trying to find you.
Mhm.
And that's what made him like, holy shit. Because sometimes he'd be like, not expecting him. Like I didn't even hear him walking.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden there he is in the doorway.
he just seemed like Nemesis in the playthrough I was watching seemed very easy to just fool and get around him.
He's scripted as hell.
Yeah.
It was very scripted. Like, oh, he's going to come through this wall. He's always going to come through that wall. It's never like Mr. X. The only time he's scripted, really, besides like, you know,
It's a story point,
towards
right?
the end, is when he first comes in. Like, we have to, when you know, when he moves that helicopter,
Yeah,
that's the only part where he's going to be there. But besides that, he's random. And Nemesis, I never felt like, oh, is he going to be around here? Like, that kind of took, yeah, like, he wasn't, you barely even hear him say that. And I was just like, oh, man, it was a letdown in a couple ways. It, like, played fine, but at the same time, it felt like it could have just been an add-on for
like rushed. It looked like it was rushed.
It felt rushed, yeah. And, like, they, instead of expanding, it felt like they kind of skimped. So
well, like you watched the remake of Part 2. You had all that stuff with Sherry where you're like in that house and you have to escape.
yeah,
That was like added in.
added in shit. And like I said, they expanded some stuff, like the hospital. I think it feels like you're there a lot more. But it's been a while since I played 3, but I still remember it pretty vividly. And I would definitely say I still prefer the original, but I like the I like the modernization. Like I can do tank controls, but I don't need them. I'm fine with them not being in new games. But that's about the only real improvement. Like the gameplay of it, like, you know, because in the old games, it kind of added to the horror of it, whereas now they can use visuals and shit to add to that. I don't know, a little bit of a bummer, but I wouldn't say don't play it, but it's definitely, even the achievement lists or the trophy list they think you're going to go through it a bunch of times, and if you want your money's worth, you basically have to.
Should, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna, I don't know, I might do a more in-depth playthrough and try to get some achievements just to kind of, you know, I enjoyed it for the most part, but you know, some parts were just kind of,
Maybe things unlock the more you play it. Maybe
you can there's a store like you unlock points by doing certain challenges, kill so many enemies, milestones of, you know, do this, do that, get an S rank. You'll get all these points and use the points to buy things in a shop. Like there's the infinite rocket launcher, there's the infinite handgun, there's things that make it so you do more damage, some things that you regenerate health, costumes, stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw you got the original Jill outfit you could unlock.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I prefer that's cooler than having it just be paid DLC, honestly. So
that was what bummed me out about Part 2.
Cool. That part's cool. Yeah, like, yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, that was one part I was kind of like, yeah, why don't they just have them in there to unlock? But they did that part right in this one. But yeah, not enough new stuff, and taking out old stuff kind of bugged me. And like I said, the time is subjective. Like I could have taken longer and been more careful with some things, but some things I just like dodged my way by them. It is what it is. Don't regret buying it, but I kind of wish I'd waited till it was cheaper.
Yeah, it should have been released as a $30 game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna try out Resistance also and see if it's awesome randomly. I don't know. I'm not really into that aspect of games right now. Like, I can pause any game that's offline, but I can't pause online. And
yeah,
who knows if my kids are gonna sleep through the night, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can hold my bladder a bit, but yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that's about all I've played lately. But
Cool.
with not being able to go out to movies, have you been able to, watch any movies?
Well, I did manage to see 2 movies in the theater before, like right before the lockdown thing happened.
So you
I
were
saw-
locking it down as you walked out of the theater?
No, it was like the Friday. I went on Friday after work to see a movie, and then I saw a movie that Sunday with some friends, and then that Monday they locked down everything.
Oh damn!
So
What
I
did you
saw I saw Bloodshot in the theater,
Okay.
and I saw it in 4DX again,
Nice.
and it was a completely different experience from seeing Sonic the Hedgehog in 4DX. That was kind of interesting, but. Yeah, Bloodshot was okay. I'm not really familiar with like the Valiant comics. That I know the characters, I know of them.
Yeah.
I know certain things about them, but I don't really know. I've never really like read any of the comics.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar either. Anyway.
Yeah, but I knew of Bloodshot. I knew what his deal was,
Yeah, same. Like I kind of know the general idea, but I don't.
and it was just
the comics.
watching the movie. You could tell it was just kind of like we need to PG-13 this up a little bit, guys.
Oh, that's always a bummer when when a movie could be better, but they just wanted to hit PG-13 because they think more people will watch it if it's PG-13.
So the whole idea behind the character,
more people will try to see it if it's rated R.
yeah,
Come on,
the whole
man.
idea behind the character is like he has been injected with these nanobots or whatever that constantly regenerate him, so he can take a lot of damage and heal himself.
Sweet,
And it also makes him strong. He's super agile and all this kind of stuff. But the thing is, where they got injected into his chest, he has this gigantic open wound that is constantly bleeding. And that's like his Superman, the S on Superman's outfit is this open wound on his chest. Because that's his symbol. It's like this red circle with like a couple of blood drips coming out of it, right? Well, you can't have an open bloody wound in a PG-13 movie, apparently.
So he's got a brown stained shirt?
No, it's like when they gave him like limitations in the movie, so he can only do things superhuman for so long before he overclocks the nanobots.
Oh, so it's kind of like that chick from the new Terminator?
Well, no, they need to be like recharged after a certain amount of use. So the thing is, when he starts to overclock them, his chest starts to glow red.
Okay.
And
So
that's
for
it.
bleeding?
And that's it. But it's not even in the circle. It's like these lines. And I'm like, why didn't you just leave it alone? And I kind of wish they didn't cast
It was
Vin
in the shape of
Diesel.
a bee.
Yeah. Well, I wish they didn't cast Vin Diesel as the character because, like, I've seen what the character looks like, and he's like a wiry. He was like an assassin.
Yes, but they're
He's
like,
not a
oh, Vin
bodybuilder.
Diesel's here. Vin Diesel fans will go see it.
Yeah, I mean, I could have seen like Chris Pine playing it or something. Somebody who's not gigantic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not to say that he's bad in the movie. He's not. He looks like he's really enjoying himself playing like a superhero kind of character. But
Yeah,
I wish they cast him like
he's
smaller.
actually a pretty big nerd guy.
Oh yeah, he's like he plays Dungeons and Dragons. Why do you think that last Witch Hunter movie came out? It was because it's based on a character he created for a D&D campaign.
Yeah, my favorite role of his is still the Street Sharks commercial. Like I've never
Is
seen
that breakdancing video that he made in the 90s?
No. It's literally him talking about Street Sharks.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
Calling
This guy's the Basher.
the best.
What you
he
gotta look out for.
thrashes the competition. He's like knocking over Ninja Turtles. Like
It's funny. It's sad. Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Hand Shark. That's my favorite.
But it's an entertaining like superhero origin story. I wish they tried to create like a Valiant like universe, like an MCU with the Valiant characters.
That'd be cool.
There was no after credit scene or anything. I wish they would have tried to put Exo Manowar in there because I know about him and he's cool.
Yeah.
But nothing. It's like I think they're just trying to
Man.
figure out if this one's going to be popular enough to warrant a franchise or not. And I don't think it will because when I saw it in the theater, there was like 4 other people in there.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And then like right after that, they started closing theaters, so the movie like suffered humongously. But it's available right now for digital streaming. You know, if you pay $20, you can watch it at home.
I'd pay $40 to watch Ghostbusters right now. Can I just do that?
No, but
Can they send me a screener?
Yeah.
I'm free advertising. I talk about Ghostbusters to people who don't even care about Ghostbusters all the time.
like I said, you're going to be the goodwill ambassador for the Ghostbusters franchise.
I do a pizza delivery, and then my other pizza deliveries are late because I've just been talking to this old lady about how much I like Ghostbusters for 40
And
minutes.
she's like,
Not that bad.
What? You mean that Filmation Ghostbusters?
I just slam her own door in her face.
Yeah, like lady,
Somebody.
keep the tip.
Take. You know what? I'm taking the pizza back. Here's money.
Yeah.
Make your own food.
But I saw it in 4DX because it was the screen. There was the showing that was starting when I got there.
Yeah.
And when I was talking about Sonic, I was saying that they pumped smells in there. They pumped like they would spray you with air. They sprayed you with water. There was lighting effects, and the chairs moved. Well, the chairs moved when I saw Bloodshot. There were lighting effects. There was a lot of explosions and a lot of smoke in this movie. So what ended up happening was whenever there was an explosion that required smoke, the theater would fill up with smoke.
It's like Slayer. Is Slayer here?
Seriously, the screen would just get covered in it, and I was like, wow. And there's a lot of. It was weird because at first I was like, what is this? And it happens like 5 times in the movie where like they would just pump smoke in the theater. I was like, this is weird.
And Vin Diesel has that bit of a lisp too. So anytime he talked, did it spray a little bit of water? No, oh, damn it.
But I got sprayed every time there was a gunshot. I would get sprayed with like little mini air
peppered with shrapnel.
Things. It was weird. But the weirdest thing, the newest thing that got me was there's a lot of fist fighting in this movie.
So a guy who worked there like kind of like slap you a little bit?
Well, no. It turns out the seat has like, like when you sit in those like massage chairs and there's like those rollers, there's ones in the seat. So whenever someone would get punched in the back, I got punched in the back.
Shiatsu massage.
So I'm sitting there and all of a sudden like he's there's an action scene in a tunnel, like for driving, a driving tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's like he's hidden in the smoke and all that. You can't see him. He's like coming up behind people and just like smacking them once and killing them, right? So like one guy gets punched and all of a sudden I go, what? So I thought someone was kicking my chair, so I looked behind me and there was nobody behind me. And then it happened again. I'm like, oh, it's the fucking seat. This is awesome.
What if there was someone behind you and you got in a fight?
I would have been like, bitch, do that again and I will jump this chair.
Like, what?
But I was like, this is a totally different experience than I had watching Sonic, and this is awesome. I wonder what else these freaking theaters can do. So that kind of made the movie for me.
When a bomb go off, it drops dust on your head. You're like, oh, come on, this is too much. Drywall dust or something.
Someone in the movie has coronavirus, and they throw black pepper up your nose to make you sneeze.
Awful. So what else did you go see?
Seeing it in 4DX was another really fun experience. And then I saw the original King Kong that Sunday. Like Fathom Events was doing like a one-day only King Kong
you talked about it in your stream. I think you went to some GameStops and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to a bunch of half-price books and people with masks on and stuff all over the place. They had a sale where it was, if you come on a Friday, your highest price item is 30% off. If you come on a Saturday, your highest price item is 40% off. If you come on Sunday, it's 50% off. And we went on Sunday.
I got to say, though, with this coronavirus thing, I am extremely disappointed that I have not seen a picture of you wearing a Mortal Kombat Ninja mask. Gotta say, man, it's the time. It's your time. You could be wearing a sweet scorpion mask.
It could be.
Telling everyone to stay over there. It's like that meme.
But I'd never seen the original King Kong in the theater.
Oh,
I've seen it before. I never saw it because obviously I wasn't born in 19.
Like you're a huge film dude. How have you not?
Yeah. So seeing it on the big screen was pretty cool. And but most of my watching has come from television.
Yeah, television.
So
I downloaded
because of the coronavirus,
like every Godzilla and King Kong movie and like a whole bunch of it.
But because of the coronavirus, like a lot of the streaming services has been like, oh, here's like a free trial for 30 days or 60 days or whatever. So I got Shudder for 30 days, and I watched some of Creepshow, the TV show Creepshow that they have.
Yeah, I was gonna get that too, and I keep forgetting. So I should probably activate that tonight.
I watched the first episode of Creepshow. It's okay. There's like two stories in each episode, and it was okay. They're kind of vague on what's really going on in the stories, but I was like, all right, I'll keep going.
Well, to be fair, I keep watching Tales from the Crypt, and some of those are really bad, and some of them are really good.
Well, there was like the first one that they show. It's like trying to say something about alcoholism, but it does it in a really stupid way.
Yeah,
and the second one is more of a straight up, here's something weird going on in this house horror thing, and that was a good one.
That's good. Yeah, like some are straight up horror, some are just like a creepy story, some are like a weird thing, like
but also got CBS All Access did like a 60-day free trial thing.
Sweet.
And I marathon Star Trek Picard in one day.
My dad's got something through his cable thing where he can use an app and watch it, and he gave me his password, so my wife and I have to. So hopefully by next episode, I'll have watched Picard and we can.
I
chat it up.
absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Because Next Generation is my favorite Star Trek.
It's Next Generation, but it has grown up with its audience.
Awesome. I cannot wait.
It is fantastic. And it goes in a lot of interesting places.
I didn't think it was over yet, so it
was only like
waiting.
10 episodes, I think.
Yeah, so I was still waiting. I was thinking like, okay, well, that's probably going to be like a while. And then I found out like it just ended like, what, 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Okay, last week. So yeah. So I was waiting to the end of it so I could marathon it. So now I'm glad to say that I can.
I absolutely loved it. I cried one point. I was like, because I'm Star Trek is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
And there was like a couple of things where it just like hit me right in the feels, and I was just kind of like, oh.
I like Star Trek a lot too, but I don't watch it as much as you'd think I do. Like
one of the things
I have watched, like I watched everything original series up to probably like the last season of Voyager, and then that's when I stopped watching because I used to watch it with my dad, and then I never kept up with it on my own. Because especially I've cut off cable like 13, 14 years ago.
I haven't had cable for like 10 years.
Yeah, I had when I moved out, we had cable for like a year, and I was like, I never really watch anything.
That's exactly what I had. I was like, why am I paying this amount of money for all these channels I never watch?
I'm at work when the shows I want to watch are on, and then I just end up downloading the episode when I come home. So I'm like, why do we have this?
I'd always be like, oh, I missed that episode of like, when I used to watch Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, oh, I missed that episode of Hell's Kitchen. Well, Hulu's got it.
Yeah, like it's like
I go to watch it on Hulu instead.
Exactly. Like I go to watch things, and I ended up just going, nah. I always wait till a season's over before I want to watch a show anyway. I'm one of those. Someone will be talking about Game of Thrones, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm waiting till the end of the season. How are you waiting? Well, I didn't start this season, so I'm not really invested right now.
Yeah.
But if I start watching, then I'm invested. Then I can watch the whole season in 2 days. So fuck you.
Yeah. But you mentioned Voyager. Right before I watched Picard, I finished watching all of Voyager on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
like
never
usually if I'm bored and I just want to watch something real quick, I'll throw an episode of Star Trek on, like because they're all on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like when I'm eating dinner or something like that, I'll put on an episode, and I ended up watching like the entire season of Voyager. I think I started in December.
Netflix in Canada is super hokey pokey about that shit, where it's all on, then it's not on. Then it's all on.
Well, it's going to be going away pretty soon because CBS All Access is going to be pulling all that over to their service. Yeah, but I think that Netflix had licensed it for a certain amount of time, and it runs out, I think, at the end of this year.
It's just like a lot of the movies that I watch a lot. Like, I own them on Blu-ray, but I watch them on Netflix because I could just push a button and it's there, and I don't have to go looking through 3 or 4.
Well, as much of a Star Trek fan as I am, I don't own... Well, I own like the first 3 seasons of Next Generation on Blu-ray, but I don't own any of the other ones yet.
Yeah,
But I hate Voyager.
That's probably why I stopped watching, and then I've never felt the inkling to see if they got home or whatever. I don't even know if they did. You can even tell me, I don't care. But did they? Yeah.
I just don't want... Yeah, they get home. Though it's just I don't like the characters. I don't like any of the characters. They're all just a bunch of whiny, boring, samey assholes. So that's my problem. They're all very vanilla, and they all bland as hell. I just don't like them.
Yeah, like I like Deep Space Nine. I like
Deep Space Nine is my favorite,
and Next Generation is my favorite. And I like original series is cool.
And for me, it's cool in like
Adam. And for me, it's cool. Just like Adam West Batman is cool. Like it's really cheesy, and you're like, oh, it comes from somewhere. And Spock is awesome.
Kirk's kind of a dick.
Yeah, Kirk's hilarious. So he's like the campy. He's what makes it really campy. Besides, obviously, like the dog with a horn on its head. But
look at this cardboard horn they put on this poor dog, and some coat hanger antennas.
Why don't they just spray paint that lady green? Jesus Christ, this is lazy. Is that a garbage bag or a dress? It's got that charm to it, you know.
What about the episode that's supposed to be like a western town, but it's only the front of the buildings and there's no actual building?
Yeah, Spock is amazing.
Yeah,
he's still my favorite character of everything. But my favorite crew is the Next Generation crew.
Yeah.
So yeah, is what it is.
You're gonna love Picard. You're gonna love it.
I really need to. Yeah.
But I also watched
the only ones I go out of my way to get autographs for when I go to conventions are the Next Generation crew, and I've got
They're older. They're
half
older
of them now.
Yeah.
Half of them.
Well, I've met a bunch of them. I've met Brent Spiner and I've met Jonathan Frakes. I met Gates McFadden, which was a mistake.
Why?
She's not nice.
She's not nice?
No, she is not. I met her at Dragon Con in 07.
Yeah.
And I met Brent Spiner and Jonathan Frakes there too. They were awesome. But like I went up to her and I was wearing a Green Lantern shirt. Just basically had the Lantern Corps symbol on it. And I'm getting her autograph and she goes, "What's that symbol on your shirt?" And I said, "Oh, that's the symbol for the Green Lantern Corps." And she goes, "Oh, I see a lot of these nerds walking around with that." And I went like, "Fuck you!" And I just grabbed the autograph and walked away. No, I just kind of went like, "Thanks." I just grabbed the autograph and walked away. But I talked to Frakes and he was thrilled because I didn't ask him anything about Star Trek when I was talking to him. I was like, "What's your next directing project?"
Sweet.
And he was like, "Oh, well, thanks for asking." And he's like, "I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this." And then I met Brett Spiner, and he looked super unthrilled to be there.
Yeah, like if anyone, I'd think like just from seeing them would think would be a dick. I'd figure it would be Spiner.
He was just there to get lunch money from him to look like. But when I met him, that he was on a TV show called Threshold that had just been canceled.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Peter Dinklage was in it and all that, and it had just gotten canceled. So I asked him, I'm like, "So were there plans for a second season of Threshold? Because I really liked it." And he was like, "Thanks for asking." And he just got all animated and was really thrilled that he wasn't talking about Data.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm sure like they like it to a point, but then if that's all anyone ever asks them about, you're like, I've done other stuff.
I'd be sick of it too.
Yeah,
so
it's understandable.
He was like, "Yes, well, we had plans, and we were all excited about it, and then we got the news." I was like, "Well, it really sucks."
A new car, and I had to bring it back.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, like, he actually was like, "Thanks for asking," and he shook my hand. I was like, "You're awesome, thank you."
Yeah, we met Marina Sirtis.
I saw her. I have a picture of her.
She told us not to have any more kids when we said that she was pregnant with the second one. She's like, "Slow down, don't have so many kids." We need to meet her again and be like, "We didn't listen. We had two more."
We had two more.
But
I met Michael
she was
Dorn.
really cool. She came out she came out to see us because we were walking around with Araya, who was like really little at that time. It's like we had to carry her basically.
She went to hang out with the kid.
She came up from behind her table to come and talk to us. And then Tia Carrera actually came up because she was sitting next to her, and they just came and hung out with us for like 15 minutes and talked. And then she gave us the autograph for free. I was like,
"Wow,
I was gonna pay. I bought another thing she had, but I was just like, that's really cool. Like I was going out of your way kind of thing."
Yeah, I saw her at Gen Con 5 years ago. And she was in another one of those "don't fucking talk to me" mood. She had a thing, "don't take any pictures of me." Don't film me. She goes, if I'm standing up here, do not let me catch you filming me. I was just like, "Wow, you're acting like an asshole."
Yikes!
But it turns out that people were selling footage of her and stuff like that, and putting her in bad videos and stuff. So,
that's dumb. Yeah, I wouldn't want someone doing that either. So,
yeah. But she was also asking a lot of money for an autograph. So I was like, "No." But I walked past her table, then turned around and went click, and then kept on walking.
And then she came and beat you up in the
No, she didn't see me because she was busy signing something for somebody. So I just went click and just kept on going. I was like, "That's as close as I'm getting to meeting Marina Sirtis." But I met Michael Dorn.
Sweet.
He was pretty cool.
That's pretty much the ones I want to meet still. There's Spiner and Dorn and Gates McFadden would be cool.
Stewart.
We met Stewart at the same one.
Oh, really?
Marina and Patrick Stewart were at the same one, and that was our whole driving force to go because my wife's favorite celebrities are all older people, like Patrick Stewart, David Bowie. She never got to meet Leonard Nimoy. She never got to meet, and I was like, we're fucking meeting Patrick Stewart. I don't even care. This was before David Bowie died, but I think it might have been right before Leonard Nimoy died. But I was like, we need to. He wasn't doing as many conventions the last couple of years, so it was really hard. And I was like, well, we're not going to Vegas just for that. Yeah. But
I'd love to go to Vegas to that TrekCon.
We should have, but we didn't. But it was.
You'll definitely get to meet Shatner though, because he's there every year.
Well, we could have met him at the one last year, but we were like, nah, Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. Yeah, we didn't go out of our way really to meet any original series people. But I'm pretty sure everybody else from the original crew that's still around, obviously not Forrest Kelly or.
Out of all the original crew, the only one I've met is Nichelle Nichols, and you could tell she was starting to get kind of
Yeah, she wasn't there very long at
Dementia
GalaxyCon
esque.
last year. Yeah,
She's got some neurological thing going on. You could tell because
yeah.
when I went up to get my autograph, she just kind of like looked up like, "Who are you?" Like the look on her face is just kind of like, "Huh?"
Oh yeah, I'm
I was
here
like,
for autographs.
"You okay?"
Yeah, she wasn't there very long. She was only there for like 2-3 hours at the con while everyone else is
Of
there.
all
like,
the
all
places
day.
to meet Star Trek celebrities, I end up meeting a lot of them at Gen Con of all places.
It's cool. I definitely like GalaxyCon. Seemed like it sounds like it's more like sci-fi thing, but they had a little bit of everything. So you know, it was.
We're getting back to the
really
TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched.
Dr.
I didn't follow your advice. I watched Hunters before I watched The Boys.
Sweet.
So I finished Hunters. It's really, really good. It's a little off-putting at times.
Yeah, it's. I got to keep going with it.
I don't get the weird humor that they kept injecting into it. Like it'd be like this super serious thing, like somebody just got murdered. Now let's have Josh Radnor sitting next to a little black girl on a TV talking about these are the signs you might want to look for to see if your neighbor's a Nazi.
Yeah, like
and then have her go, white people.
it goes from being like really serious to being kind of like campy and almost comic booky.
Yeah, it's like turns into a sitcom.
And when they introduce the team, it's almost kind of like, are they assembling the Avengers?
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
weird at times. But I mean, I liked it. Did you finish it?
No, I only got like 2-3 episodes.
Where it ends is like, whoa. It's like I can't wait for to see what season 2 does.
Well, maybe I'll keep going with it because I've been going more with the games when I can, but shows when I can too.
But I really liked it. It's good. It's just like I said, the humor's just a little off-putting. But yeah, I don't know if it's based on a comic book or not. So if the comic book's like that, okay, fine. But if it's not, I'm like, what was the point?
Yeah, I don't know if it was. I should actually look into that.
But I also watched all of the Tiger King.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it, but my wife has zero interest, even with all the memes. She'll send me the memes.
I'm like, just so you can see.
I'm gonna watch it.
There's people like this that exist, and that's my reasoning. People like this exist.
I like batshit stuff, so I'm gonna watch it.
It is exactly that.
But yeah, my wife has no interest, so it's gonna be on my own time thing. So maybe when I'm like editing a video or something.
It's like watching 6-hour-long episodes of Jerry Springer stuck together, like crammed together. It is like
I gathered that from the memes and just the trailer we watched because we watched the trailer. She's like, "What's this all about?" And then she watched it and she's like, "Nah, I'm good. Have fun."
Yeah, it's just shocking that there's people out there that exist like that.
Yeah, that's why I like the YMH podcast. They find the people they find just like the weirdest videos on the internet and just the craziest people.
It's a nuts story.
Sweet.
And then now I'm currently in the middle of watching The Boys. I think I have like 2 episodes left in The Boys.
How are you liking it?
It's effed up.
Isn't it so good though?
It's good. It's effed up.
Yeah,
it's like I like the whole idea of like, they're superheroes. What if they're all dicks?
They're all dicks and they were worried about their brand than actually helping people.
Yeah, more worried about that whole thing with the airplane. I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah. It's so good. Keep watching it.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna finish it tomorrow.
I can't wait till that next episode comes out or next season comes out. I think, but hopefully it doesn't get delayed with everything else getting delayed.
I love what's her name though? Starlight, or was it Starlight?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I love her character. She's great.
Yeah, she's cool. I honestly I read a bunch of the comics before. Like my friend kind of turned me on to
Jeremiah talked about him in one of the episodes of the old show I used to do.
Sweet. Yeah, well, like I should try and get a hold of them or even just find them digitally and go through them again before the next season.
I kind of want to look for a trade.
Yeah, there's got to be. They're probably just harder to find. They're probably up there now too because they're kind of I can't remember what. Is it Indigo? I can't remember what
I don't know if it's Dark Horse
what company. Dark Horse. Yeah, I can't remember what company does them.
It's Mark Miller, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
I think so. That's why Jeremiah was talking about because he wanted to talk about Mark Miller comics in that episode of that show. Anyway, perfect. Jeremiah, my co-host for the movie starting. Look it up.
It is good. I'm a co-host.
Yeah.
A couple of those, so check it out.
What have you been watching?
I picked up something that was obviously I'm going to pick up. Grabbed Rise of Skywalker. I mentioned it already. You don't like it? You're not going to get it? You hate it?
The reaction a lot of people had to Last Jedi is the reaction I had to that.
I think it's my favorite out of the new numbered trilogy. there are some parts that it's obviously. I don't want to get too into it,
Yeah.
but because we could do a whole podcast about good and bad Star Wars movies, but there was a lot less things that really bugged me in this one than in The Last Jedi. But like we were talking, I think we talked about Last Jedi before, about how I can like parts of a movie. I can still enjoy parts even if I don't enjoy others. Like I can enjoy arcs, I can enjoy stuff like that. But yeah, I think The Last Jedi is the only one it's one of those movies where I thought I liked it, but it had a couple dumb parts. Then I was like, the more I watch it, I'm like, this part is cool, but yeah, I gotta say I don't like the movie overall. Like, I think I like it less and less the more times I've seen it. But yeah, it is what it is. Star Wars. Everyone knows what Star Wars is. And
Rise of Skywalker ended, I looked at my friends and I was like, they should have called that one the retcon of the Jedi.
yeah, and basically, like that's what happens when you got like it seems like two people fighting over what's going to happen in the story. That's what it feels like to me, anyway. Like.
To me, it just didn't feel like a movie.
It feels like they planned it.
Fan service the movie.
It's like they plan it movie by movie instead of like this is the overarching story. Yeah, but that's what they should have done. Too late now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of things getting pulled off Netflix, there's not a lot of DC stuff on Netflix anymore. And right before, well,
the Marvel
right
stuff
around the time on the lockdown, I got a nice stack. The Blu-rays. My son is super happy. So we got Justice League, Gods and Monsters.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty cool. Throne of Atlantis, actually surprisingly good for it not being Jason Momoa Aquaman.
Yeah, all right.
Green Lantern Emerald Knights.
That one's pretty good.
Green Lantern First Flight, which
that was really good.
Speaking of this is the movie I was watching when I first found out my wife was pregnant with her first kid.
Ooh!
So I don't remember any of it because I was just kind of like,
it's a way better origin story than the one we got.
Yeah, I was about 10 minutes in and got that news and watched it, but I might as well have been watching a blank screen. I don't remember any of it. I remember it being kind of cool, but being like more things going on in my head than what was going on the screen.
Like, oh shit.
Son of Batman.
Haven't seen that yet.
It's good. It's a pretty good one too. Batman Under the Red Hood.
That one I liked.
It's almost like Arkham City, or no, Arkham Knight, the movie almost. Pretty close. Don't watch that before playing Arkham Knight if you haven't.
I've seen that way. I don't remember it very much, but I mean, I haven't played Arkham Knight either, but it's not going to affect me.
Batman versus Robin.
Haven't seen that one yet.
It's Batman, so it's good. Superman Unbound. I did watch this. I just don't. I watched it when it came out. I just don't remember if it's good. I think it's okay. Justice League War.
I think I've seen that one. I heard that one's not. No, I haven't seen that one. That's one I was told not to watch.
Yeah. Watch it anyway. Fuck
yeah.
Fuck people's opinions. And Batman Assault on Arkham.
I need to see that one.
Yes, it's pretty cool. And it's almost like it came out at the same time as like Suicide Squad was coming out. They basically capitalized on that
Harley Quinn
popularity.
Yeah.
while it wasn't being talked about in any way, you know. So yeah, happy to have those.
The last one I watched was probably Hush.
So the lady had a whole bunch of stuff. Hush is good. Hush is really good. And I like Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2. Also,
that was amazing.
Love it.
That was so great.
So I thought I had a bunch of these, and it turns out I didn't. I just had downloaded or watched them on Netflix because sometimes they come out pretty quickly on Netflix. Mm-hmm. But I thought I bought more than I have, and those basically the ones I was missing. I'm still missing one or two, but
you're about to get two
as
more.
As far as Batman ones, I'm got most of them. So super cool.
Yeah.
And you know, my son is just like me. He's super into them, and he always, I want to watch Batman. And I've just been noticing on Netflix lately, it's like, ooh, we're out another one. So this one with Batman, Lego Batman movie, or like the Dark Knight trilogy? What do you want?
Yeah.
So yeah, Canadian Netflix sucks.
I'm still bummed that the Batman Beyond, the Return of the Joker movie that they made. Yep. I'm still bummed that the uncut version isn't available on Blu-ray yet. You can only get it on DVD. And the uncut version is the only one you should watch because that's the one where Robin actually kills the Joker.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Yeah, they cut that out of the PG-13 version that everyone else got. Like, that's the version that's available on Blu-ray. I'm like, nope.
Damn. I'll just throw this in here at the same time. The same lady I bought those from, I actually got some statues from. Got the Kratos from Ascension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you told me when you got that. I was like, woo!
I love me some Kratos, and I don't have any old school Kratos stuff, but I have a ridiculous amount of new Kratos stuff because I vastly prefer new Kratos, but I still have love for the originals. And Cole McGrath, she just threw this one in.
No.
She advertised the Kratos one, and I was like getting these movies, and I'd kind of forgotten.
What's that game?
I told her I'd just check it out. Infamous.
I was like, it starts with an I.
Infamous. That's from the Infamous 2 collector's edition, I believe. And anyway, I was getting these movies from her a while ago, and I was just like, okay, I just want to double check. I don't have which ones I have and which ones I don't, and I totally spaced. I'm not usually a dick like that, but I totally spaced on getting back to her. And then I saw the Kratos thing, and I went to message her, and then I realized I've already got a conversation with her because I was buying movies off her. I was like, oh, yes, I'll take all these. There was only like one that she had that I didn't have, that I already had. So I was like, okay, I'll take all these except this one, and I'll take Kratos. And she's like, okay. And she gave me a wicked deal. They were basically $3 a Blu-ray, and Kratos was like $15-$20, I think. And then she just threw Cole in because she's like, I don't know what this is, so I didn't know even how to look it up. But she's like, I know it's a video game thing, and you know what it was, so if you want it, you can have it. And I was like, yes. Absolutely. I'm not a huge Infamous fan, but I'm a huge fan of free video game stuff. So
yeah, no shit.
hell yeah. So we should talk about our Backlog Roulette game.
I didn't beat mine.
Why?
Because it's hard.
Hard?
It's really hard.
Is it bullshit hard?
Give me demons. It's really hard.
Aww.
It's so hard. It's like playing a Castlevania, like side-scrolling an action game, I guess. Okay. And you start off with a gun. Like you're starting off as this guy. You have this little fairy that will actually attack things that are coming at you.
Oh, that's cool.
And you have a gun, which is like a little hand pistol. And the first 2 levels, I want to say, you're playing as the gun version of your character. And those are really fun. I love those levels. And then you beat the first boss, and it drops this egg. And the egg is changing colors. It either goes between blue, red, or green. And whichever color you pick, you turn into a monster that corresponds to that color.
Oh, okay.
And then you play as that monster for the next level until you beat that boss, and then the egg comes back, and you can pick another one, or you can pick the same one. Okay. From what I read, you have to have played all 3 variations of those monsters in order to get the happy ending or the good ending of the game. Because if you do that, the last boss you fight before the final level, you will get a gray egg, and it gives you like the final form monster thing. And if you use that to beat the game, you get the best ending. And I was like, okay, cool, I got to do that. Only thing is, every monster I would pick for that first level where you're playing as a monster is the exact wrong monster I want for that level. None of them seem to work for that first level you're playing as a monster. They're all terrible.
So none of them work. Okay, I was gonna say, is it like Mega Man, where like
I'm assuming there is a pattern you should follow. I just haven't figured out how to use them properly.
Damn, is that a North American release, or is that a?
No, it's a Japanese exclusive. In Japan, it's called Mad-U or something.
Yeah, that game's Mad-U, all right.
Yeah, it was mad at me a lot, and like I had no problem playing through the game multiple times because every time I was playing as the gun-toting version of my character, I was like, "This is awesome! I wish the whole game was like this." And then you would get this monster, and I would try each different one for that first level where you have to play as the monster, and I was like, I can't get anywhere because I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's a bummer. I was wondering why I'd heard of it, but not.
It's not a bad game.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I looked it up after when you got it.
Great graphics, great music. There's like constant boss fights. Like the 3 different mini bosses you fight as the gun-toting version are great. Like one of them is like a giant sandworm from like Dune, and it's like chasing you down a tunnel. You have to keep like running away from it, then jumping and shooting at it, and it's really, really cool. There's like a spider in an elevator. You fight this giant spider that keeps like jumping down at you in an elevator. It's really fun. And then like once the monster stuff pops up, I was just like, this is where it stops being fun.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So I was like, I tried multiple times, and I just like I can't seem to get anywhere in the game. I can't get the hang of these monsters that you're playing as.
Hey, but at least you played it. And
I played it a lot.
And we talked a little bit about this before we started the episode. Is like, this is just to get us to play the games, and if we get a game and we don't have to beat it. Obviously when you play a game, you're trying to beat it, but if you can't, or if you straight up just not having a good time, there's no pressure to beat these games. So
yeah, I like it. I was just getting super frustrated, and I was just kind of like, I can't seem to get anywhere, so I'm going to leave it here.
This is what it is, man. You gave it a good go. Give it a good go. Yeah,
I'll come back to it at some point.
Sweet. Well, at least you got a taste for it, so you can, you'll know when you're in a mood to go back for it. Like that's what this backlog roulette is all about. So, if anyone feels like
I sank some time into it, that's all you can ask for, right?
Absolutely. So, if anyone else feels like playing along with us, we're gonna do another roulette this episode and have a 0, 00, and 1 to 36.
Maybe 2.
2? Maybe 2. Damn it! Spoil us. Shh. They can hear us.
We gotta give them something to stick around for.
yeah. We're actually doing a back-to-back roulette. We're gonna do our regular style, and then we're doing a RPG one that we alluded to earlier in the episode, which we're gonna pick an RPG, and then we're gonna wait a few episodes until we've both either beat it or given up on it because it sucks or whatever. But I don't. From the ones we discussed on our lists, it doesn't sound like we have a lot of crap on our list. So I went through. It's pretty much I'm the worst at finishing RPGs, unless they're action RPGs or dungeon crawlers. That's basically why I don't start them a lot of the time. Is like I'll get into them. I'll even get hours into them. But if it gets grindy, I lose interest like right away. Especially at this time in our lives when we don't have all day to just sit around on a Saturday or something and play.
Got to adult at some point.
Grind, killing the same enemies over and over just to level up to not get our ass whipped at this next thing. I've beaten a bunch, but I've abandoned more than I can count. And some pretty early on, or some I just check them out and go, "This is a really good one. I'll come back," and they're still waiting there for me to come back.
Yep.
So
tell me my life story.
So we're doing a double barrel roulette tonight. So yeah, stick around for that.
What about your game?
Get your lists ready. I played The Lost Vikings.
Yeah,
it's a game I rented with a friend when I stayed over at his house because he had a Super Nintendo. I did not, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I think it might have been Lost Vikings 2 that we rented because it felt a little bit different in some ways than the one I remember playing. Maybe
I always preferred the first one over the second one.
I might just be remembering wrong, but yeah, it might have been the first one. I thought it was the first one, but there's some parts I can remember that I didn't really see in this game, so could have been 2. But I remember playing Lost Vikings and thinking it was fun. So we played it the night that I stayed there, and that was the last time I really played it. And I've been wanting it since I started collecting. I finally got it about 2 years ago, and I never got to play around to playing. I picked it up on the Genesis first, then I picked up the Super Nintendo copy really soon after, like maybe a month later. And I haven't gotten around to playing either of them, so that's why that went on my list. I was like, I need to play more of that game. And I actually ended up playing through all of it. I actually went back and forth between the SNES Classic and the legit hardware version of it because it's got a password system when you beat levels. So I'd snap a picture if I had to stop playing, and during the day I could play more on the SNES Classic because it's more easy to just whip up. And I actually had it set up on my kitchen table, and me and the kids played a couple different games on that, and I was able to actually get through a decent part there. And then when they'd go to bed, I'd come down into the game room and play the legit version, carry on. There's no real difference to it.
That's
So
cool that you can switch between the two because of the passwords. That's good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, because
I wonder if the Super Nintendo codes work on the Genesis version.
ooh, should try it out. But yeah, a lot of fun. Gets really, I wouldn't say hard, because it's all basically like a strategy of how you do things.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle platform.
It's really heavy, the puzzles, like how to get them from the beginning of this level to the end of this level without dying. They all got 3 health points. When something hits them, they lose 1. But I found if they ever got hit, it was always like 2 right in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like, wow. Or some traps.
That's why I got to utilize the guy with the shield.
Yeah, some trap. Well, it's even him like having to go up the ladder. He'll get hit by the thing that he was blocking or something. Yeah. You're like, come on, man. But sometimes you'll just run into something that straight up kills you right away, and you're like, oh. Then you have to restart. But restarting seems to. I'd say that's the most annoying part, because you'd have to go through like a game over. You quit, go to a game over screen. You're like, nah, you didn't fire me. I quit. Like this, why isn't there just a restart level? That's basically what I want to do. Why isn't there? That's probably my biggest gripe with it. It took too long to get back to like, oh, I screwed up, and there was no like save in the middle of the level, obviously, or checkpoints. So that was probably my biggest gripe, was just like, oh, I gotta start over. I know exactly what to do, but it's going to take me a few minutes to get back here. But that's whatever. It was enjoyable anyway, so it wasn't a big deal to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it got pretty challenging towards the end, but not too challenging, because I managed to finish it off, and I'm glad I did.
That's one of my favorites from back in the day.
I have the second one, but I actually have the PlayStation version of it.
That's what I've been trying to find, the PlayStation version. It's better than the Super Nintendo one.
The first time I hung out with Church in Minneapolis, and we went game shopping, went to a store, and they'd just gotten it in, and before he saw it, I was already like, oh, what do you got? What's that stuff? Because I saw Star Ocean in the pile, and I was like, what's that? And he brought over the pile, and I was like, okay, I'll take that. And he's like, oh man, Star Ocean, nice. And I was like, oh, I'm a total dick. He's being wicked nice and bring me around to show me all these cool places, and I feel like I sniped the game from him. He got it shortly after, so
Snipe.
I didn't feel like I have to feel like a dick for very long. So
I gotta bring up the music in Lost Vikings, though.
It's
totally 90s techno.
Yeah, that's
it's weird playing a game called The Lost Vikings and it has techno in it.
Yeah, they're in all different different settings. There's like an Egypt setting, there's a spaceship setting, but it never matches the setting you're in.
But it's catchy.
Yeah.
But it's catchy as shit, though.
Yeah, and while you're playing it, if you're not playing it, it's really annoying, because my wife let me know. She's like, what? Can we, I would pause it or something and be like cooking, and she'd be like, can you mute that? And be like, I guess so. Why, you don't like it? She'd be like, I like it even less when you're dancing to it.
I always remember the one thing I would joke around with my friends. Someone would start listening like something that remotely sounded like techno, and I'd go, kick it.
It's really out of place, but it's not bad. It's pretty funny. It's definitely a product of its time, and if you haven't played it, it's a different kind of puzzle.
It's like the anti-Lemmings. It's like the opposite of Lemmings.
Yeah, it's not just push this, pull this, find a lever, but there's a little bit of that kind of stuff. But you really got to use your head. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out, and I'm glad that I got it finally out of the way to play. Hopefully I get a cool game this week, and then another cool game this week, because they're doing the double roulettes.
So got some pickups, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Well, I'll just get mine. I'll get one out of the way real quick, because we already talked about it. I got my Resident Evil 3.
Sweet, yeah. I guess that goes in my pickups too. That and Doom Eternal.
I haven't played it yet, so I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, well.
But once I'm finished with Doom, I'm going to play through that, so I could say I at least beat one Resident Evil game and for the new consoles.
I feel bad. Like I don't hate it, but I feel like I just said all negative things about it. But
well, it looks beautiful. I mean, the graphics are fantastic. Although
amazing.
Carlos looks like he has a dirty mop on his head.
Yeah, well, some people just have curly hair, man. Why are you going to be a dick?
It's like a William Shatner wig of a mop.
Yeah, it was Chris Gaines.
Jesus. But I'm looking forward to playing it because like I had a lot of experience with Resident Evil 2 before I played the remake. I have had next to no experience with the original Resident Evil 3. I played I've played the original version of it for maybe 20 minutes tops.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So I have no expectations.
I don't usually want multiple versions of games, but I really want the GameCube version of Nemesis because I have every other GameCube Resident Evil game, and I have probably got the game. Yeah, there you go. You got Dreamcast. I was gonna say you probably got the Dreamcast one because you got like almost all the Dreamcast games, and that one's not exactly rare, but yeah, exactly.
This is the one I hope gets the next remake.
It needs it. Yeah, I think it's basically becoming a unanimous thing. Some people are saying 4, but barely anyone agrees with that.
The way it is.
Yeah,
there's nothing to fix.
4 is on every console already.
Yeah, so, give me Code Veronica. That's the one that gets
Code Veronica, and then take a break. Then take an actual break from it, and do Dino Crisis. Do
Code Veronica gets no love.
Parasite Eve, or something.
Parasite Eve should get one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would really like to see them do Dino Crisis next.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Either a reboot, remaster, or whatever. Just like some kind of give that. I loved that series. Like, let's get some more of those. Well, I never played 3, but I think that's a good thing. I never played 3.
I haven't, but I'm afraid to play it because I'm afraid it'll just ruin everything that came before it.
You'll make your first reaction video when they announce that a new Dino Crisis is coming. Boo!
Yeah,
don't.
It'll be like when I saw The Hangover and I absolutely loved it, and then I watched The Hangover 2, and therefore I hated The Hangover 1 because it led to The Hangover 2.
I just hate any comedy movie that honestly just does the same. Like
that's exactly what it is.
Like I really liked Austin Powers, and then Austin Powers 2 came out, and you're like, huh, well, these jokes are the same. I get it. Callbacks. And then the third one came out, and then I'm like,
exact same thing.
Fuck the 3 of these. Fuck all 3 of these.
Yeah.
Because it's the exact same jokes again, and barely anything else. And then they added Beyonce, and I hate Beyonce.
Yeah.
So,
which is why I like Doom Eternal more than Doom 2016, because it's not the same thing.
There you go. And Beyonce is not in it.
Thank you. I also picked up the Game Boy version of Battletoads. And the only reason I bought this was because T-Belly was streaming it. He's been trying to no-death run every Battletoads game that's out there.
Okay.
So he no-death run the NES version, and he's been lately trying to no-death run this. And I was like, I've seen the NES version, and I was under the assumption that this was just a port. So I was like, I don't need it. But I started watching his stream. I'm like, oh, it's not the same game. It's a totally different game. It's totally new. Like
that's what they get you with the handhelds. You kind of like just make an assumption, like, oh, it's just gonna be like a scaled down version. But
yeah, it's not.
It's a lot of PSP games like snuck under the radar because of that.
Yeah, like King Kong, the Peter Jackson King Kong.
Yeah,
I thought that it was just a port, and it's a first-person shooter, not an action game where you're playing as Kong. No, you're playing as Adrian Brody with a machine gun.
There's a there's a Spider-Man. Is it Web of Shadows or something like that?
There's
and it's
Edge
actually
of Time and Web of Shadows.
Yeah, for the
Shattered Dimensions
for the PSP. That's like a totally different game, and I'm like, I saw Metal Jesus talking about it. I was like, damn it, now I need to get that version of it. I'm pretty sure.
Now I'm going to start paying more attention to these Game Boy versions because I'm like,
yeah,
it's its own. It's another Battletoads game. They should just call it something else. They should have called it Battletoads something.
I think I've got both the Game Boy ones because there's the Ragnarok one.
That one's really expensive.
Is it?
Yeah,
decent. Because I didn't pay money for it, so that's cool.
I need to get it. I was looking at the two of them, and I was like, which one do I get? Well, the only one that I could find complete in box was this one, so this one I bought.
Yeah, you pay. You got to pay for the cardboard premium too. So
yeah.
That sucks.
But right when this lockdown stuff happened, like we're talking about the shows we're watching, like a lot of those streaming services have been like, here's a free trial for like 30 days or whatever.
Hell yeah.
There's a repro company I like called Fishy Face Games. I bought a couple of stuff or a couple of games from them over the years.
Yeah, you mentioned them in your couple of your streams.
Yeah, they did a coronavirus sale where they like put their games at like 60% off, or no, 40% off. Sorry, 40% off.
COVID-$19 sale or something?
They were just kind of like, well, we're going to put we have a lot of stuff of extra. The way they put it was, we have a lot of extra stock. We need to make room. 40% off. And I was like, okay, I'll see what you got. They had a lot of like
Clearing out
Zelda
the warehouse,
hacks.
making room for toilet paper that they can upsell.
Oh God. I was hoping they didn't package the stuff in toilet paper.
That's cool.
But like
man.
they have a lot of Zelda hacks. They had a Metroid hack. They had a Final Fantasy hack, and I was like, eh. But there was like 2 games that they had that I were repros of Japanese only games,
Sweet. That's my
and
jam.
one was for the Game Boy Color. I'm not going to talk about that now. I'll save that for my pickup video. But the other one I got was this one called Just Breed, which is an RPG for the Famicom. I never heard of it, and I watched some footage of it online, and I was like, I think I need it. So I picked it up.
You might be enabling me to do that. We'll find out.
The sale's still going on, so you might want to go check it out.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually
Noted.
open it now. Unboxing. The first unboxing for the Super Enabler Brothers show.
Perfect.
The cool thing about Fishy Face is that they really like make really quality art. They're like, to me, they've taken the place of Time Walk Games. You know, Time Walk Games was like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
These guys are the same. The box
high
is
quality
great. Yeah.
art, not like the blurry
Manual.
art that you get sometimes.
Full color manual. The cart.
Ooh.
It's nice bright white. It's a game by Enix,
Ooh,
and
so
I loved
bright.
Enix as a developer back then. And
Wow.
oh, and it's got a display stand for the cartridge if I want to keep the cartridge outside of the box. And it's like gold. It's like data color. It's like white gold.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool. And it has its own
Designer.
slipcase,
Perfect.
which is pretty cool. So I bought this in a Game Boy Color game, and I'll save the Game Boy Color for my video.
Ooh,
But
I think I know
I had to
what
get
that is.
this. It looked interesting, so I was like, fine, I'll do it. Even
I know
though
what it is.
game of the year of RPGs and have yet to play a real full-fledged RPG until
Hey, we're
until
about to
tonight.
fix that.
Until tonight, y'all. Yeah. Anyway,
We'll do it.
and the last thing I bought, you know about how big it is, the bigness that it is, the
Yeah, hurry up and-
awesomeness.
hurry up and show
I
a
don't
game
have
before everyone thinks you're
the
talking
whole
about
thing
something
here
else.
because I'm not stupid. But I picked up the whole set of Steel Battalion.
Ooh, ka-ching,
I got the
ka-ching,
whole big ass mech controller,
ka-ching, ka-ching.
which
Sweet.
was something I was going to look for at the Midwest Gaming Classic this year. It was one of the I think it was like my numbers. Like I had a list of the top 5 things I was looking for, but it was number 6 in case I didn't find any of those things.
It was your white whale.
Yeah, it was like if I don't find any of these things, then you're going to do it because it's an expensive.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it any other year, so you probably were better off finding it online because I don't think
I did because I didn't go for the box. I didn't go for any of that shit. I was just like, I just want the controller and the game.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it actually came with both games. It came with the original Steel Battalion and like the online only follow up.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Awesome.
I was watching Musty Hobbit stream
You
it the
still
other
land
day.
that? Can you still like land that?
I don't know about LAN, but there are like homebrew servers where you can still play it that Musty was talking about in the stream. So he was streaming it.
You must got to play that. I want to watch the head to head of that.
Oh God.
Steel Battalion.
But yeah, I was watching Musty stream it on Twitch, and I was just kind of like, let's see if I can find one of these online because like I said, I wanted to get it at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and it's not happening. So, and while he was streaming it, I bought it.
If you guys need to figure that out, and that'll be an event next year.
Well, he does. There's like these points you earn by watching streamers on Twitch now,
Yeah.
and each streamer picks like what the rewards for turning in your points are. And Musty Hobbit has it. If you have 60,000 points, we're gonna have a multiplayer night with you, the person who has turned in the points. So I should say like we should figure out a way to play Steel Battalion, bitch.
Yeah, do it. Hit him up. I want to see that. I'll be the ref.
Oh God.
I'll call the action.
And then
I'll
just
call the
randomly,
action like a commentator.
I picked up this Damon Ex Machina controller set for the Switch because I hate the Switch controllers. I hate the Joy-Cons.
I hate Joy-Cons too. I got a Mario one with an actual D-pad on it.
This one has a
last year at
D-pad.
E3. But that's got like
it's for
that's like a
bigger
pro
hands.
controller. That's like a pro controller with a screen in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty sweet.
So this is awesome. They're thicker. They stick out past the screen, but they're bigger. They're beefier. It feels better in my hands. It actually has like a button where your middle fingers rest. That's for the
Spider-Man.
Yeah, a little bit. The only thing is you can only use this in handheld mode. It doesn't work separately for the.
It's still pretty decent. Like,
but for playing the games on the go, like I've been doing at work, playing Golf Story at work, it works perfectly fine.
Yeah, I might have to look into those. How much?
You froze up. Oh, never mind. You're okay now. Oh, you're freezing up.
You're freezing up.
You're okay now.
All right, but how much?
Cut.
How much were those?
This was $40.
Okay, well, I'll look into that. Maybe I'll get.
Yeah, I got it off Amazon.
Okay, I'll look into those because yeah,
They're very comfortable in my Quado hands that I have.
yeah, because I've been playing a little bit of
Not Mr. Quaid.
handheld, but I think one of the next games I might get into is finishing Ultimate Alliance 3 with my daughter.
Yeah, I still need to finish that.
We've been
I
playing
need to buy the game that this was made for.
We play the shit out of it when we play. We'll play it for like several, like we'll get a good session, but then my wife always shuts it down. Bedtime. Just let her stay up.
Mom's got to kill all the fun.
We're fighting sentinels. Go away. Or whatever. Yeah, so we've made some good progress. I'd like to know. I should actually look up and see how far we are because we've kicked a lot of ass in that game so far.
Nice.
So
what pickups have you gotten?
yeah, nothing. Just kidding. Besides the obvious games that we showed off. Well, one of these came in the mail before everything got shut down, and I could actually go across the border. Got Langrisser 1 and 2.
I need that.
Yeah, it's a
Then again, it's an RPG,
game.
so I don't need it.
Strategy RPG game.
No.
I popped it in and chucked it out.
I've wanted the PS2 versions, but they're too expensive.
There's absolutely it doesn't explain anything. Like you just get right into it and start playing, and I'm like, and I got slaughtered. Like right
As
away.
you would if there's no now you want that tutorial mode.
I'm like,
right?
was there a little bit of tutorial
Yeah.
I'm missing? So that was one of the last mail calls I got. Besides the, I don't know if I talked about it last time. Did I talk about getting the Soul Calibur 6 collector's edition?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so yeah, it came in around the same time as that. I just forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
And the rest of these are just some. One of them was regular price, and this one I installed today that I'll hopefully be starting right away. And that is Remnant from the Ashes. Game came out last year, and I've seen some pretty cool stuff about it. I've been following it. I thought it didn't come out yet because I was like, wasn't that supposed to come out? And I haven't seen it anywhere because I looked on Amazon and all that, and I was like, oh, it's digital only. And then I was just at Walmart picking up some other stuff, and I just like kind of fell into my hand out of the glass
Yeah, I'm
case.
sure.
The glass case just fell in there. I was like, I guess I'll buy it or whatever. And yeah,
Was it a budget game or is it full price?
No, it was budget. I think it was like about half price, so $30 game.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. It's like a survival horror looter shooter a little bit. Obviously, it's a little bit challenging, so people are comparing it to Dark Souls. But I want to be not. I'm so sick of everything that's got a challenge to it being compared to Dark Souls.
Tumble.
Like I got killed in it. It's like Dark Souls.
I died twice.
It's like
Dark Souls.
You got some melee weapons, but it's more concentrated on guns and stuff. So it's all gunplay. So maybe it's like Dark Souls with guns. That's basically what people have been saying.
Bloodborne had guns.
I'm like, is that like the Surge then? Because the Surge is supposed to be Dark Souls with guns.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just really tired of a game with
Fallen
any challenge.
Order's Dark Souls with a lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm just so sick of. Or you could just like bump the difficulty to whatever you feel like. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just getting tired of everything getting compared to Dark Souls. Oh, it's a hard game. When we call it, well, it's kind of like a Ghouls and Ghosts. It's the Ghouls and Ghosts of modern games. You know?
Oh, damn. Captain Algebra will hate it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like it. Just seems like it's getting too widespread now. And I picked up a couple other games. A couple other games that were on sale, decent price. Some of it was clearance. I have a couple of these, and I haven't played any of them, but I got Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright.
I need to get that one.
There's not very many 3DS games at our Walmart anymore, so I kind of check on the prices once in a while, like because sometimes they'll ghost markdown stuff.
Yeah. And
that went from like 35 Canadian to I think it was like 15. So I was like, "Yup."
No, they're all still full price at my Target.
And I go, "Can I just price check?" But they didn't have their price count, so they literally took all the games. And I was like, "Oh man." I know some of these aren't going to be marked down. I'm going to be like, "Sorry, that one, not that one, and not that one," or just sorry, none of them, not in price. If they're full price, I'm not. I could just do without. And I picked this up. I actually saw there's a second one now, I believe.
Titan Quest?
Yeah, Titan Quest.
I recognize it because I got that not too long ago too. I recognize the side art.
Yeah, it's
there's a second one?
Yeah, apparently it's just I saw something on Facebook. I don't know what it's out on. I haven't but there's a second one or an expansion or something for it, and I was like, well, they must have done something right if they can expand on it. And it's it's like a Diablo-ish isometric dungeon crawler.
I'm
so
all about the dungeon crawlers.
But instead of like knights and stuff, it's like
Roman centurions.
Yeah, centurions, but they're still like some demons.
Yep.
So that's cool.
I'm all about a little change of locale.
Yeah, I've seen that there a couple times, but it was cheaper than it had been before, so I grabbed that. Also, a game I might have on my RPG list, the original Ni no Kuni.
I might have it as well.
Yeah, I've started this game a few times. It's beautiful. It's all Studio Ghibli art, which was the main. I need to seek this out immediately because my family and I love the Ghibli movies.
Yeah, so do I.
And I play a bunch into it. I squirrel and play a different game, and it started with my wife watching me play because we like I said, we love the Ghibli movies, but then she doesn't have time to watch me play games, so that's just a funny notion. And I've got so many games started and never completed because she was watching me play them, and I didn't want to progress into the story. She likes something with a good story progression, so is what it is.
That was one of those games that flew under the radar for me. I didn't know anything about it, and then all of a sudden I start watching. When I got back into collecting, watching all these YouTubers, and they're all talking Ni no Kuni, Ni no Kuni. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, Studio Ghibli.
It's one of the only games where I have the greatest hits version and the original version, because the greatest hits version has like a full artwork, a full art, and the original is just like looks like a leather book cover.
Yeah, it's like a white
it's
plain
almost like
cover.
So yeah, I don't know what my problem is. I think I got the greatest hits in like a bundle or something. No, wait. No, Walmart had a clearance thing where like a bunch of stuff just randomly goes to $1 or $2 or something. And a couple times I got really lucky and got in a big pile. And this one, well, I used to work there, so I used to get the heads up. Like, hey, come to electronics, go on break. A bunch of games are going to $1. Or when I worked there, the first thing I do in the morning, well, actually it was after that, the first time this happened, when I called it just the game apocalypse. Just a bunch of stuff went to $1. And I didn't have any money at the time, but I found money to spend on these dollar games, and I made it work. My wife thought I stole a bunch of games from work because she's like, "We don't have very much money. How'd you just come home with like 30 games of like they were $1?" She did not believe me. They were $1 because it sounds like a cheap. I just got caught sneaking stuff in the house excuse. They were $1. No, they weren't. You really think I'm risking my job for Guardians, the Owls of Gahul? Come on now. So there was actually some really good titles and some really I got a couple Final Fantasies and stuff. Like I got Final Fantasy 3 for the DS for $1 there and stuff like that. But anyway, like sometimes it works really cool. So I used to just I worked not in in electronics. I worked in the seasonal area, but the first price changes I checked every morning instead of my own were the electronics ones, so I knew what was going on sale. That's how I got a bunch of cool. Like they didn't always drop a big pile of games to $1, but once in a while, like one or two games would drop to like 50 cents or $1 or $2 because they just wanted to clear it out of the inventory because there was only one copy or something. That's how I got like I don't know. I remember a couple of cool games. Like I didn't even know we had Silent Hill Downpour until it went to $1. And I was like, get this out of the back room because I'm buying it. Why isn't it out here? I would have bought it anyway for the $30 or $20 or whatever it was at. But I will definitely now buy this. Anyway, this game it's pretty new because this was in the glass case. Like, yeah, it's from last year, but it went to like dirt cheap already. Citadel Fortress Fire. I know nothing about this.
That does not sound familiar at all.
There's some people flying on brooms like Harry Potter, but then there's also some like Skyrim looking shit going on. I am interested, and it was cheap, so keep an eye out for me talking about that, and then hopefully near future. Who knows? And another one that I'm kind of mad on, but for the price it was going for, I couldn't say no. the Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package was on. I don't know if it was a rollback or if it got.
Does that have part 3 in it?
Yeah, got 3. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Stupid name. Kingdom Hearts Recoded, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD, Kingdom Hearts X back cover. Is that the last chapter? What the fuck is that? I don't know. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep and a fragmentary passage. So 10 magical Kingdom Hearts experiences. I'll never stupidest storyline ever, honestly. Cool games, fun games to play, but if you like getting a headache trying to understand what the hell is going on besides I hit that guy, he fall down, you're gonna
played the first one for a little while and I put it aside.
I had fun. I liked the different worlds you could go to. That was a really cool thing.
Part
but
2's got Tron World.
But there was like it was before they had a Nightmare Before Christmas game. There was like Nightmare Before Christmas level. I thought that was cool because I used to really like that movie and just stuff like that. Like I liked playing the game, but if you ever try to explain this story to anyone, you're gonna look like some crazy conspiracy theorist with like threads and newspaper clippings and shit all over the place. So
there's a picture of Sora.
Yeah, so like my daughter is taking up a random interest with Kingdom Hearts, so we can play those together or whatever. I got them all together. I got them scattered throughout the multiple releases and stuff they're on, but I never really go out of my way to get them. But I don't know. Maybe we'll play some. Hopefully play it. Paid money for it. Damn it. But yeah, that's about it for my pickups. Everything from Walmart. That's kind of boring pickups. Like I didn't get any old school stuff, which is my favorite thing to get. But there's nothing like that around here. And if I can't go get my mail, I can't go get my old stuff.
Yeah.
I can't go to conventions. I can't load up. Like today would have been the day I'd be like, look at all this cool shit I bought.
I dream of what my con pickup picture would have been for this year.
It's gonna have to be a photo album next year, bud.
Yeah, like I said, skip a year, double the fun next year.
Hopefully, everyone that was supposed to go is there next year.
Most of them are talking about it.
Okay, well, I'm hoping to guess. Like I'm hoping all the people that I wanted to meet are still gonna be there.
I don't know about Riggs.
I hope Riggs makes it or drags the rest of the crew or whatever. Hopefully, even more people are supposed to come. I'm hoping Maurice LaMarche ends up being there again next year because I really wanted to get something Egon signed by the voice of Egon from this little show called Real Ghostbusters. I might have seen a time or two.
Might have heard about it a couple times.
but I was also kind of bummed out that those re-release of the original line of figures wasn't out before MGC. I was like, damn it, it's out in June.
Well, now you know.
Maybe next year he'll be there. Because I know at MGC, everyone you meet, you don't have to pay for autographs and stuff like that. That's what's so cool about it to me. That's not the only reason. It's super cool. But that's what I was looking forward to. Maybe next year I can get a Ghostbuster signed by a Ghostbuster. Like last year. I thought it was like 2 years in a row. I thought Dan was like, just, what's Jason like? I'm going to get something that Jason likes there. Anyway, I think we should start rolling some balls on some roulette wheels. What do you think?
You want to do our VR game?
Oh,
I can quickly. I'll talk about this.
Okay. Well,
every episode, I bring up a 4K movie that I picked up for the month, and this month I picked up 1917, which was an Academy Award winner 3 times. But I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's something you just need to watch. It's a World War I movie. It's all done in one take.
Sweet.
Supposedly, there's times where you can tell it's spliced.
It's supposed to be one of those all one shot, kind of things. Like,
and it pulls it off for the most part. There's just a couple times where it's obvious that they've switched it up.
Or like they passed a doorway and you're like, yeah.
There's a couple times where you could tell that the characters are walking into a green screen and then they kind of like push into the green screen image and then they pull back and you can tell that's where the cut was.
Yeah.
But it's really intense. It's really, really good. I mean, it was probably my fourth favorite movie of last year.
Imagine them actually trying to film a whole movie in one shot, and then some guy fucks up at the end or something.
I would be so mad.
The director just actually murdered the guy. Well, it's a war movie. No one will even notice that guy is actually dead.
I would fly out.
So really good. I usually like war movies, so it's not really too hard to get me to buy. I saw that it was there, but I didn't want to spend too much.
It puts you through the emotional ringer a couple times. There's some really sad things that happen, but it is really, really good. I mean, it's an impressive feat that they not only were able to pull off this illusion of one long take, but have all this crazy shit happening in these one takes and actually have acting to go along with it that's just as good. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard pretty good stuff about it.
Yeah, it's great.
Like random things, but it's been a while since I've watched a good like newer war movie.
Yeah, it's
last
totally
one what's the last one I even watched was the one with what's that one about the tank with like
Fury?
Fury, yeah, that was a really good one. I liked that one a lot. But yeah, that's probably the last newer war movie I've seen. I've seen a bunch, I'm always watching older ones and stuff, but yeah, I'll have to buy it.
It's good. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Full.
So about your VR game, bro.
Our VR game. You own it, right?
I do.
I thought so. It's Sirento. It's a pretty cool.
I get to play it though.
Action game. You're like a cyberpunk kind of ninja with like guns and swords, and you can pick what weapon you want in each hand. Like there's a loadout you choose, and you can swap all different kinds of stuff. I mainly stuck with the same two things because they worked so well, and I just kind of leveled up the gun I used and a glaive. So it was basically like someone on a shirt you might be wearing right now.
Oh.
And not on purpose. But yeah, thrown a glaive basically looks like a giant ass ninja star, but
that magical thing that showed up very briefly in Ready Player One.
Yeah. Yeah, I found a lot of fun. Like at first it takes some getting used to because you actually walk going like this and stuff like that. I'm sure you could I think you can use a controller also. What else can you use? No, never mind. Move required. So yeah, you have to get used to it. But I found it controlled really well. You're running. You can like wall run. You can do crazy jumps and stuff like that. It almost feels like Doom when you're in a battle. Like you feel like you're in an arena area and you just fly through it and kick everyone's ass. I wouldn't say motion sickness, but I did get a little dizzy for a little bit if I had played too long, but it didn't really affect me that much. It was just kind of like, ooh, and then I was fine after a bit. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. And if you own it, all the more reason.
Yep, I have it. Just haven't had time to play it yet.
It's a pretty kick-ass game. They leave it open for a sequel, but the way they leave it open, you can just keep playing. You can keep doing missions, and it's a hard game to say you beat because you're like, I beat it, I guess technically beat it, but then it's almost like you do like arena matches when you beat it. So I didn't think I'd beat it yet, and then I was like, how many of these do I have to do before I progress? And then I looked online. It's like, oh, you beat it. Okay.
Oh, done.
But it's I don't. Sorry, I don't think that's a spoiler. I didn't feel like it's a spoiler. I didn't say how it ended, but like the way it ends leaves open for a sequel, but also lets you keep playing in a way that you could keep playing it all the time, and it just gives you different objectives to do. So it's a really cool open. I kind of wish more games would do that because some games you're like, oh, that's it. I wish I could just keep going and doing whatever. Like, but a lot of games overpad too much, so it's cool to be able to choose to stop playing a game after you beat it. I just kind of randomly found out about it, like right before it. I think it came out here, but I imported it before it came out. here.
I remember you in church talking about it. That's why I got interested in it.
Yeah, and then we bought it, and then it came out like 2 months later, and I was like, oh, but I got it cheaper than it costs here, I guess. So wasn't mad about it. So I'm like, damn it, I just spent $100 to import that. Now it's $20 here. Yeah. So at least it didn't burn my ass when I got it.
Burn.
So, definitely check it out if you like feeling like a awesome cyberpunk ninja with guns.
I will.
And I think that's about it before we do our roulette.
Ooh. So shall we start with our standard one first?
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna film it. Get it ready. All right. And I lost. Even though I put it up immediately after using it last time, I lost the little thing that holds the balls for this. But I found a suitable replacement at the last second before we started filming, and that is a mushroom, which will have to friggin'
Quite appropriate.
Yeah, quite appropriate. So yeah, without any further ado, let's start rolling. Oh yeah, but that thing rolls for something with a flat end. And we got number 9.
Oh.
What'd you get?
I got the Battle of Olympus on the NES.
Hey, Dan, that's on my list somewhere. So we'll see if that's what I got. And I got Go-Go Ackman. Again, it's a Super Famicom game with the Akira Toriyama art, the guy who does like the Dragon Ball Z and Chrono Trigger art.
Oh,
it's like a cool platformer.
Okay.
I actually imported all 3 of them a couple months ago. I played a decent amount of it just to check it out, and I really liked it. So now I can try to beat the whole game.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, it's basically I think Go-Go Ackman. It's like Go-Go, like I think it means like Go-Go Demon Boy or something.
Of course it does.
It's like so it's got some occult things that they didn't want to bring out over here, so that's why that stayed in Japan.
Questionable material.
It's really a lot of fun, so I am really looking forward to kicking the shit out of that. I got 1, 2, and 3 of it, and they were a really decent price. Maybe enable you to import some games and check them out. Ha!
Could happen.
Nothing gives me greater joy than potentially making my friends spend money. That's why I love being
sadist.
Super enabler, bro. So, all right, I'm happy with that. What's could have been worse? It could have been that Hulk Hogan Connect game. It's not. It's not on my list. It's not on my list. But I do own it, so that's also a sad thing. All right, so for the RPG, let's see what we get. Oh, god damn it! It didn't start recording. There we go. I love it. And when you see the video of this thing, it's really spinning. It's going like crazy. It's way more entertaining to watch. I got 18.
Oh God!
What are you playing for an RPG for
We just
the
talked
next
about
several months? Ni no Kuni?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts? Do you need to borrow my copy of?
No, I got plenty of them.
If you get the all-in-one package, that means you got to play.
I have the story so far.
There we go.
Thing.
That's one game, bro. It's in one case. Shit.
Wow.
So I'll see.
I was hoping I'd land on the one above it.
What was the one above it?
Dark Cloud.
Aw.
Or the one above that, which was Rogue Galaxy.
Ooh, I got a good one.
What'd you get?
It's too much.
Huh?
A little bit of Legend of Dragoon.
Oh! That's on my list also.
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't have any losers on here, so it's all
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to play through Kingdom Hearts. I've played it briefly.
Yeah,
I never continued.
Those games I never beat them. I played them. The most I played them is playing them like at a friend's with a friend, kind of thing. I never start one up by myself, but they always, I don't know. It always seems like something my kids would love, and I got to play it with them. So I'll have to set them up. I'm pretty happy with the games. You don't seem as happy as
No,
me.
no, no. I'm just thinking.
So why'd you put it on your list then, man?
No, I know. I want to play it. I do. Don't get me wrong.
Do you want me to rig the? Oh!
No,
I mean,
no.
Oh, it just bounced 2 minutes later.
Oh God, no.
17. I mean, that's ridiculous. So yeah, well, hopefully anyone listening played along, and I want to hear what your games are. What do you got?
Damn right.
I am stoked, but that's gonna be quite a lengthy play. So yeah, we'll get back to those in a couple episodes. But as usual with our normal backlog roulette, we will talk about it on the next episode.
Damn right.
Maybe it'll be both.
Sweet.
No, I'm not committing.
Depends if we beat the game before the next episode or not. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we said it's not really a commitment thing to the RPG one, but we usually try to play and get as far as we can by the next episode in the roulette one, because at least we're playing these games. That's the main goal, is to play these games. It's not to pad our beat scores, but it's fun to beat. It's fun to beat games if you can, but if it's hard as shit, you can't do it.
Yep.
Let's hopefully these aren't both 1,000-hour games.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, we didn't get the
potentially Kingdom Hearts could take a while.
We didn't get Persona games, so at least you don't have 100-hour games.
I have 2 of them on my list.
Yeah, me too. Well, actually, Shin Megami Tensei and a Persona game. But
I have the Shin Megami Tensei Super Nintendo one that came out in Japan only, and I have Persona, the first Persona.
I don't own the first Persona, or else I would have had that on there. But
I have it for the PSP though.
Well, that counts.
Yeah,
I really wanted the PS1 version because I'm like,
that's expensive as shit.
Yeah, it was on my. I think it was on my list. It's always kind of on my list, but it's one of those like, if I find it, if I can haggle and
That's
finagle.
what the convention's for. That's what you do at the conventions.
It's my magic. It's my magic time. I remember like last year when Josh was like, I wanna buy these, put them in with yours and see if you can work some magic, and I did. He's just like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I do it like what's her name on SNL. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, super stoked. I think that's about it. It's gonna be about it for this episode.
Episode 3 in the books, son.
Yeah. What? Anything else you're thinking of playing coming up? Besides your
Resident Evil 3 is going to get played, and I still got to finish the Terminator Resistance.
You do.
I do. I stopped playing it because I started playing Doom.
As much as I love Terminator, I can't fault you for that.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, I got some stuff.
Both good games. I really
and then a lot of VR stuff coming, so I need to play some of that.
Yeah, I need to get in this room. This game room of mine becomes like just a storage room if I don't keep on top of constantly rearranging. Like, it's a pretty small room with a lot of shit in it. So if one thing's out of place, stuff just kind of seems to collect by it.
Nice.
And is what it is.
Yeah.
As long as I can still sit here and play games, it's really me Waldo here.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So
anti-COVID zombie.
Yeah. Yeah. See? He's before the virus. He wasn't looking too good. He's probably got some kind of autoimmune disease. So probably a good thing he's got the mask.
He loves looking at that ceiling, though.
Yeah. Why don't you tell him how people can get a hold of you?
I almost said Netflix.
You got a Netflix special?
No, on YouTube, just look up Christopher Pico or just do a search for the Old Ass Retro Gamer. I'm the only one there. On Twitter, it's at OA Retro Gamer. On Facebook, it's the Old Ass Retro Gamer. On Instagram, it's the Old Ass Retro Gamer.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. Well, let me know when you got your Netflix special coming out. I will check it out. When maybe we can use some of that Netflix money and
Buy some games.
The production costs here. There's no
Make
production
that Mirror's Edge movie I've always wanted to.
We'll spring for some awesome, well shot intros.
Have Peter Bateman score it.
Sweet. I've already talked to you about a sweet intro I want to do. It's going to happen at some point. But
yes, we will. It'll happen.
We had some stuff where we had planned to film at MGC, but when we do get together, it is going down.
It's going to happen.
So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for if you watched this far, I commend you. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy. And you can find me on YouTube, Corpse Flood Gaming, on Twitter, Corpse Flood Gaming, and on Facebook, Corpse Flood Gaming. So check it out if you want. Don't if you don't. If you're on YouTube watching this, you obviously know where to find me on YouTube. But thanks for finding me. Don't forget to check out Chris's channels. And we'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.
Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody.
Yep.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Bye.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good